No, I understand. It was wise of you to bring them here, Count. They'll receive the best treatment in all of Ustalar. Early signs of bleaching. This is the response to stimulus. An Iron Fang veteran? I think I recognize this one. What brought him here? Now, for their admission records, may I have their names?
Welcome back, everybody. Last week on our adventures in Strange Aeons, we're making our way out to investigate a couple of leads we'd found. The first, a strange cache that Trey had apparently left for himself at the end of a pier, and the second, these lights, this glow that had shown up some ways a little over a mile down the coast from Thrushmore, poking its way through the trees and the berms with no apparent explanation. I'd say neither of these adventures went particularly well so far. The first ending with a strange, gibbering creature consuming Marius whole and plunging into the dark waters of the lake. And the second, after the near instantaneous death of MD, and an ambush from a strange, invisible, fungal creature, with meeting yet another eccentric figure within Thrushmore who knows us, and that's not really a good thing. Our lists of positive and negative recognitions are, I'd say, fairly imbalanced to one side, for sure.
I met someone who likes me, so we got that.
You met someone who doesn't hate you.
Which is liking.
That's so if that's where we're setting the bar for now, then understandable.
The bar is on the ground.
Honestly.
The bar is low.
But we need to roll back a little bit to that pier before we can really get into what's happening at the cave further down the coastline. That creature grabbed Marius, dropped in the water, and MD dove in immediately afterward. Lit with some magic from Cammy, trying to follow to save you, but very quickly realizing that as that thing rolled across the bottom of the lake, there was near nothing. You couldn't keep up with that thing. You realize very quickly you can barely even swim, if that. Especially not with this new fancy metal armor you have on. Cammy and Trey didn't know what to do, and Easy had one idea. They did tell you to leave, sure, but you need help. It's apparent, as MD's floundering on the surface, none of you can chase after this thing. And you quickly make your way back to the shore and bolt back into town, stammering out something to your party about running for help. You were a little frazzled, I would say. A wee bit stressed, for sure, as you ran back through the streets of Thrushmore, once again, towards that warehouse where Reese had taken you, where you knew there were at least a couple of people who maybe might not ask too many questions and maybe could still save him. You rush up, you get to the door, and at that moment, some degree of clarity starts to overcome this panic. Your head kind of comes back to you. You sprinted a decent little distance there. It was a little further than you maybe thought it was from the pier. But as you get there, Easy, what do you do?
I'm going to knock very hard.
He quickly just frantic knocking on the front door. A few moments pass, and then some more, and there's no response.
Can I try to open it?
the sneaky way?
You can try to haul on it, sure, but it's a pretty hefty warehouse door.
But it's locked.
And it sure doesn't seem like it's moving. You know from being inside. I mean, it's a giant warehouse loading door. It doesn't lock so much as it has like a beam
Ooh, I
that
am not
secures it in
strong.
place. So yeah, I mean, I don't think thieves' tools are really going to help you with that one
Is
too
there a
much.
crowbar I could leverage?
The doors are fairly snug. It'd be like a crowbar would be pretty big to try to get in there to lever the bar up with even. It's not impossible. You could breach into here, but it would certainly be difficult.
There's no window.
They are all boarded up. So they're there, but they're covered.
Oh. Okay. So can I just try to kick at the boarded up windows? Can I pry the boards off?
Sure. Do you have a crowbar or something? You can. What do you got on you?
I have like a fiddle and I have the bow for it.
Just a little flimsy for this task, I think.
There should be like, this is a shipping yard. Is there some kind of like?
It is a shipping yard, but it
Tools
is
open
also
boxes.
nighttime. So the all the operations for the day have ended some time ago. Thrushmore, this might be a little odd, honestly. Goes to sleep fairly early. Everything winds down well before sundown. All activity on the docks and most throughout the town ending with near everybody in their houses before the sun has even set. And our computer crashed.
Who am I?
Where am I?
It's
We
been-
just got
What are I?
that was
sent to the void. For
we went
we
to
don't
the-
exist
to
when
the
we're
shadow
not on
realm.
stream.
Yeah.
So
that was a
nothing
weird
but
one.
darkness.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened, but we're back, and I guess just kind of hoping it doesn't happen again, because
Cat.
yeah,
Oh, the cat.
the cat's back, so we should be good.
Good luck, cat.
The good, the cat, the Thrushmore cats are the most
It's a good
important
omen.
part of Strange Aeons. Yeah, sorry about that. The computer just wholly crashed. We had to just reboot everything. But
Back to crashing into a window.
back to a
You
different
don't
kind
say
of
that
crashing.
word.
Yeah, I know.
Into
That's
an
what.
window way.
In the way.
You were looking for a way into the window of this warehouse. There were no readily available tools, but what you do have is telekinetic projectile
Yes.
and some objects, if nothing else, literally just rocks. But there would certainly be more available, like small containers or
Barrel.
planks. Yeah, around there's stuff. There's
Yeah.
stuff you
Just gonna
can
send
throw.
a whole barrel at that.
Throwing a whole barrel.
My
Donkey
stuff-
Kong
yes,
kinda
stuff is in
energy.
there. It's weird. I don't have a key to this place.
All right, you cast a barrel into the window of the warehouse, and just throw me the damage on telekinetic projectile.
All right. 2d6.
3d6 now.
3d6 now that we're level 5.
Congratulations.
Can I get another?
Yeah. No, I got you. There you go. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's a 4 damage. Plus, I add
You rolled a 1,
Oh
a
my
1, and a 2.
gosh.
1 and 1 and a 3. But then I had my whatever.
You had your
So-
casting
five,
modifier, which is
and-
probably still 4.
4 is 9.
So
9 points of bludgeoning damage.
10. I think it's
10.
5 now, right? Because we updated our attributes.
Yeah, but it only would have went to 19. It wouldn't have gone up another
Oh,
modifier.
true. 9.
The barrel hits the window, and as a bulk 1 barrel is wont to do, empty as it is, the planks of the barrel just kind of smash into this. They're much thinner and lighter than
more
the
just a loud
covering on the window. It kind of just makes a loud crashing noise.
You said you wanted to knock really hard.
Yeah, you have now successfully knocked really hard. Sure, it does like dent the planks that are over the window a little bit, but it sure doesn't bash all the way in there.
Well, after that, I'm gonna start playing a little bit and be like a nice little mariachi tune. So people like think they had something hired out. Like yeah,
Candygram?
for the yeah, just a singing telegram. We got a message
Oh
for
my
it.
This is
gosh.
the most awkward B&E that has ever happened. You
This is just
start
easy. This is just
playing-
easy.
You just start playing some happy little music. You're just like, if anyone heard that, it's cool.
It's
just
fine.
perfectly normal stuff that's happening.
Perfectly average stuff.
Perfectly average stuff from an average guy.
Normal, like 1 a.m.
And Probably like 9:30 at night at this point. You're playing for a bit there, and then you're looking around, seeing if anyone noticed anyone's coming to investigate. You do see a light out on the road, not even actually on this island. It's across the bridge that would go across the waterway that separates this from the mainland bulk of Thrushmoor. But on the nearest road across from that, obscured by the edge of this island and the first row of buildings there is a glow moving down the street that has lit up. Make me a perception check.
Okay. Seven plus 11. 18.
18. Okay, 18. It looks more like an oil lantern perhaps than torchlight. It's not flickering so much like a firewood. It's fairly consistent. It actually looks closer to the magic that comes out of Cammy, what she had just put on MD as he dove off the pier, than a more mundane source of light.
I like magic light.
But something about it definitely feels a little off. It's not coming your direction, and it's still a decent distance away, but it doesn't give you a good feeling.
Okay. It is light, though.
It is
I
light.
do like not darkness.
Do you have any lights right here? Are you just
I have my
sitting
little
here in
lantern.
like...
My little
Oh,
hand-
I was like, or are you just sitting here like in whatever light there is coming down from the moon in the
Yeah.
mostly darkness of Thrushmoor? Because it's honestly, again, with everyone being gone and basically no one being in the streets, there's not really like porch or street lamps either. Thrushmoor goes almost completely dark at night, save for the lights up on the ramparts of the fort on the hill and some lights at the mansion on the far western side raised up on Iris Hill.
Okay.
Like kind of the only beacons of light raised up over the town.
All right. I'll probably head up toward this light I don't feel well about, but sneakily.
All right, fair enough. Sneaking your way over. Distracted now. Marius, gone from your mind. He's probably fine.
I don't know if he can die, really. Can you die again?
I feel like we've had this
We had
conversation.
conversation
we
last
have
week.
same
Conversation.
You work your way inland towards the bridge just to kind of try to see what this is. I don't know if this is curiosity or is this
Well,
desperation for someone that can help.
I kind
or
of don't want to be alone. I'm
That's
just like,
fair.
there's somebody. Maybe I can get help. No one's listening to me at the warehouse.
As you move over towards the bridge and go to start to cross, this light comes into view, still across this waterway at sort of one of the main intersections near the coastline of the town itself. It is a woman simply walking down the street by herself. She is dressed in a fairly elegant, big, poofy shouldered, frilly black gown, as well as a small, what looks almost kind of like a beret with a veil down around much of her face. It's not a thick veil. She's not completely obscured. You can still see her features and her kind of very thick gray hair coming out from under it. Definitely looks like an older woman, but from this distance, there's not a ton that you can make out.
And they said that the witch was doing some weird lights or something.
That
Is
was
that
the thing you guys
similar?
were here looking
The
for.
lights
All
kinda-
you got was that one fisherman's story about the lights coming from down the coast. So you, unlike these two, are not there at the moment. So you
Okay.
know weird lights down the coast, and this is an old lady with some weird lights. Notably, you don't. She's not carrying a lantern or a torch, and you can't see anything in particular that this glow is emanating out from.
Okay.
Just sort of illuminating the streets, and it's not a bright glow, like barely even reaching the fronts of the buildings next to her. If it weren't so dark in Thrushmoor, it would barely even be visible.
I'll call out. I was like, hello. I'll run up. Hey.
Going across the bridge, gonna go introduce himself. As you call out, she kind of starts, and she double takes and turns and looks towards you. You can see a definitely aged, not really weathered, very well kempt. She clearly is well off, possibly nobility of some kind, much like her attire. Her skin is very much well kept. And though she looks to be in her 60s, 70s, possibly even older, her face isn't really drawn across with weathering and wrinkles. It's just a little sagged. Her eyes, almost a bright brown, look over you up and down. She just sort of cocks her head towards you curiously. Her expression very blank and neutral. No immediate response, really.
Well, I didn't mean to spook ya. I was just looking for some help. No one's really answering. My friends and I are in some trouble. I was wondering if there's a big like blob monster. You seen anything weird recently? I'm just trying to really piece things together. I'm Two Penny. I don't know if you heard of heard of me.
The one social interaction by himself.
You bear a mark.
It's like I have like a little thing on my neck.
She kind of steps up towards you, just sort of reaching out with a hand, not towards the tattoo on your neck, not towards the obvious, just kind of like almost towards your shoulder, other side of your shoulder, even.
Where the mark is, or no?
Other side from
Oh.
the mark. She was clearly not reaching for that.
Oh, is this good?
You and as she touches you, if you don't step
yeah.
back, you just kind of let her touch your shoulder.
Yeah.
You see this light emanating out from around her intensify a bit, now sort of enveloping both of you and becoming a little bit brighter. And it does start to flicker and distort a little, almost a bit more like torchlight, more like firelight, but without the changing colors, without the reds and the oranges, just yellow.
Well, have you been doing the lights on the coast that people are complaining about? I mean, it's fine if you could keep doing it. We're just wondering what's going on.
You were supposed to stay in the manor.
Iris?
Child, you have wandered astray.
Yeah, I'm pretty lost. I don't know where
And
my house.
as you
I really
look
don't know where my
at
house is.
her face starts to shift. One side of her face, the skin starts to fall and sag a little bit further. That eye rolling back into her head just because of the eyelid and the brow dragging down across it. The whole eye moving with it as the skin itself starts to mottle and turn gray. And
Man,
you
are you
feel this hand.
Do you need help?
You feel this hand on your shoulder just lightly lose its form. And you look down and there's no fingers left, just a single, almost tendril of a grayish pink flesh laid across your shoulder. She cocks her head back again.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast a soothe on him. I'm gonna be like, hey, ma'am, if you're not doing okay, I could help you out a little bit. I'm gonna play a little tune. You like Claire de Lune? Yeah.
You gonna cast a soothe on her?
Yeah, I'm gonna see what's. I'm gonna see. She doesn't look well. Ma'am, you're sick.
Okay.
No, I'm just gonna roll level 1.
And soothe is not positive energy.
It's just
Soothe is just
feel good.
healing.
Just vibes.
Just
one
Just
of
straight vibes.
Amazing how often that comes up, honestly.
So it's a 9 plus 4, 13.
She feels this effect as you. What do you do? What do you do to cast this?
I'm
You
just
pulling your
playing
violin out?
Claire de Lune.
She's got a tentacle on your shoulder, and you just pull the violin.
Yeah,
out.
I just lower my shoulder.
It's always worked before. It's
You see this effect, or you feel this effect flow into her, but your magic spells like this. You have this energy, you shape this energy, you put it into a vessel, and you feel it do its work. You feel this soothing magic, this spellcast, go into this woman. And you feel it connect. You feel it land. It doesn't just disperse. It doesn't fizzle like Cammy's spell did last week on the plant because it had no mind. But it doesn't land here. It doesn't hit her. Your magic goes into this and affects something else entirely. You feel it rush away from you. Its target somewhere else. An unknowable distance, out of view, out of sight.
Are you astral projecting right now? Is this? I've heard about that. Is this what you?
And she just sort of looks down at herself. What have you done?
I don't know. Your skin was melting. I was trying to help out.
Still very much is.
Yeah. Is that good?
And you see your shoulder kind of like jerk and twitch a little to the side, and a rip appears in her dress as another tentacle just kind of pokes and winds its way out.
No,
from
back
the
out.
side
Back up a little.
of her waist. She's not holding on to you or anything. You back up, but she just kind of reaches and like takes a step after you slowly. She's not chasing or anything. But no, child. Iris Hill is your home.
Okay.
Why did you leave?
I was. I had to go to the. I had to go to rehab for a little bit.
I will bring you back.
Okay.
And things will continue as they were, child.
Can
All is well.
Can I just meet you up at the hill like tomorrow?
Spectris Caedus. And you see her tentacle kind of rotate and writhe. And then you feel this entire scene around you fall away as a different one is forced into your mind. Thoughts that are not your own. Make me a will save.
Okay. 11 plus 11, 22.
22. 22 will regular fail.
Okay.
And you are going to, there's a brief moment of confusion, just a split second as this sets in, before you feel yourself disappear into something else entirely. The physical scene around you doesn't even seem like it exists anymore. Your mind is wholly somewhere else. Easy. What would you say are you most afraid of?
Probably like the dark, not being useful, being alone.
This scene dissolves. This light goes out as all the light seems to go out. The moon and the stars overhead is even falling dark. As you can still feel the ground under your feet, but Thrushmore almost entirely disappearing. As you are just alone, pulled into this void. You can feel yourself, you know you are still there, but you can't see anything. You can't feel anything.
I don't even know
Save
if
for
I'm,
the
standing.
ground under your feet.
I'm gonna sit then instead.
You sit down, trying to center yourself, barely even able to breathe as this fear sets in at a degree that you've never experienced before. It is debilitating. You're frightened too,
Okay.
first of all. And second of all, you sit down just trying to come to grips with whatever is happening here. You take 25 points of mental damage
Ow. That's a migraine.
as you are just lost in this void. And definitely make me a stress check.
Is it 22? 24.
25.
25. 4?
You're going to gain
Dude,
2
no.
stress.
Having a tough time.
That's bad.
Where is everybody? Okay.
Everything is gone. You sit down trying to come to grip here, but nothing happens. Nobody comes to save you. This woman even is gone. You are just alone in this void for what feels like minutes, hours, days, even. Just abandoned as the stress takes its toll, burning away at you. Before finally, in a rush, the moonlight comes back, your lantern reigniting, leaving you just sitting here at the end of the bridge, just in the street, alone in Thrushmore. Your head is a dull but almost blinding level of pain. Your breath catches in your chest. You feel like you can barely stand, I imagine, after 25 points of mental damage.
Yeah.
But you are back, and this woman is nowhere to be seen.
Okay. I think I would.
Meanwhile, elsewhere, there was a reason Easy went running off. And it was because you, my friend, were encountering a very different problem. You didn't see much of the events that happened because you, subsumed by this blob, just sort of overwhelmed and surrounded by this pile of writhing flesh. And as it pulled you in, gravity itself even seeming to disappear as you are just... It's very angry.
That's
held,
the cat. It's
Big cat.
held in this morass. You both feel this thing constricting you, but also you feel these myriad maws, these teeth, biting and chewing and pulling at you. You don't even feel it throw itself off the dock and into the lake. You don't meet the water. You are fully inside this thing. What do you do, Marius?
I mean, this is, panic and confusion. I've still got the sword, so I'm just imagining I'm just kind of trying to poke anywhere I can.
Desperately trying to slash and cut your way through with what you have. Make me an attack roll.
Give me something good. 15 plus, what's it called? 13, so 28.
28 will hit. Roll me some damage.
7.
You rip your dagger through this thing, trying to just, do anything. Realize it's all you can really think to do. And as you cut and you slash, you feel your blade. It's impossible. It's impossible not to hit it. You're fully surrounded. You feel your blade pull through this flesh. You feel warm blood oozing out, but you feel that blood, that wound, just replaced by more teeth that just bite down on your arm as you cut. It's going to be a 19 to hit you. You are flat-footed.
Is that -1?
-2.
No, just misses.
But you've got some armor, and you wrench and pull back. And those teeth, they kind of graze across your skin. It hurts, but it's superficial. You would have 2 actions left.
That is a very strange situation. I am.
That's a doozy right there.
You're like, oh,
I'm just as confused in game as I am real.
Wasn't
real
prepared
life.
for inside of the monster tier.
Real
Yeah.
brain bruiser right there.
Stuck between a blob and a dark place.
Blob place.
A blob and a tooth. An eye and a tooth. A
In
tongue.
this state of basically not being able to see anything, could I, I came in very confused. Could I try to do, I don't know, some kind of religion check or something to just try to get back into the zone and figure out what might be happening?
That would be occultism for this creature. What is your occultism?
+1.
Sick. All right. I rolled this.
Okay.
You try to focus. The confusion that you had, certainly, as you have this moment of clarity here, cuts through, and you are returned very much to your senses by the intensity of the situation. While you don't know what this is or what you really could do or what's happening, you are certainly thinking clearly. It's just there's nothing to see but pink flesh and gnashing teeth, and you see even a glimpse of inside this thing, completely constricted and restrained, an eyeball just poking through the center of the flesh, just right in front of yours, looking directly into you. And you also panic a little bit. You can't breathe. You're being smothered by this just wall of flesh. You try to get a breath, and your mouth is just full of whatever horrible mass this thing is. But it's not as wholly unpleasant as maybe you wish it was. And you just bite and rip into this thing. And as you do, you too go somewhere else for a moment. You don't see darkness, eyeballs, and pink hell anymore. You see the pier you were just on. You see it from eyes that are too high off of the ground, from a body that's much taller than you. Looking out into this pier, with workers still walking back and forth, a smaller, you couldn't call it anything but a dinghy really, lashed to the end, being loaded with some small bits of goods, mostly sacks, more than crates and barrels. And you see yourself turning and laughing and joking with two others as you're working to load this dinghy. And oddly, dizzyingly, your vision moves from point to point. You're seeing it from one man's perspective, you're seeing it from another, you're seeing it from a third. This whirl of memories coming together in the most confusing onslaught of thoughts, of emotions that you've ever experienced. It's like you're living 3 lives at once. And then you are back here in the center of this thing, and you do not know what to do with it. Make me a fortitude save.
Ooh, okay. 30.
Ooh, 30 is a regular success. That's pretty good.
Okay.
What do you think? DC's 20? What do you think? Is this baby town? You're level 5 now, kid. Step up. You are going to take half, which is going to be 7 points of piercing damage from the maws and the teeth inside this thing. You're not sure still what is happening, but what do you do?
I think I had 2 ideas and I've forgotten them. I want to. Can I try? I don't know if it would just be like a blunt attack, but I'm thinking like, can I use my swift leap to just try to like? I'm like I'm not trying to like jump through it, but just kind of like just everything I can to kind of force in every direction.
Okay, so you're just trying to. I think that would largely be an unarmed attack roll at the moment, as you're pretty much in this thing. I would let you do it as athletics instead if you wanted to, as that is
Decent.
That's what jumping
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of at this point just the monkey brain.
Yeah, try to get out of thing.
Yeah. Is that with a attack penalty?
On the athletics, this would be functionally a new turn, so no, you're good.
Okay, then that's 22.
22. Okay, that's pretty solid. You would try. You would push out your legs. You would pump out your arms. You would just try to kind of stretch and make yourself as big as possible in every direction. And as you do, as you punch, you would feel water rush in around one of your legs, up around your boot and your leg, soaking the leg of your pants, and then just sort of sloshing around for a moment inside this morass in this thing. But no avail.
In that case, it's going to be try to force toward where the water is coming from.
Kick your way down there. You can give me another athletics or an unarmed attack roll. This would be the second attack penalty.
Okay. That's a natural 1.
As you try
Actually,
to...
can I re-roll that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can try to reroll that.
Yeah.
Give me that card.
Okay. That's a 14 plus 11, so 25 minus. Is that a -6 for second?
Second attack for Flurry's only -3, so
Okay.
it's another 22.
Yeah.
Oh wait, unarmed is agile, so only -2, so it's a 22.
23.
What?
23.
23 rather, yeah, 23. Which is the DC. That's you were one off. You kick and force and try to punch your way through, and you feel your boot push out. You feel teeth scrape down both sides of your ankle as you punch a leg free of this thing. And then strangely, there's so much pressure constricting and biting you inside this. As you kind of breach the outside of this creature, you feel a pull almost as you are ripped entirely out of this thing into complete black water. You immediately realize you don't know where you are. You can't see anything. Underwater, still unable to breathe, and certainly still feeling this strange mass biting and writhing at you. What do you do?
Yep.
A situation you're probably even less ready for than the previous situation.
Yeah. So where, how far out am I?
Immediately out. Like
Okay.
you are just on the outside of it.
I think I would try kind of the same thing again and see if I'm like right next to it. Can I try to kick away with the jump-ish motion?
Fair enough. Now, well, you're out now, so now you're trying to push out into the water away from this thing.
Yeah.
And absolutely, that wouldn't require any kind of athletics check against it. You kick off the mass, you feel this wall of flesh as you push, and you're not even sure. You have no way of knowing if this is towards the surface or deeper, just away from the thing. And you jump off and just swim as hard as you can. And you feel yourself create a little distance. For a moment, you're just floating in the water, swimming towards something away from this, before you just barely can make out the wall of eyes and mouths shooting back up through the water towards you much faster than you could hope to paddle away. Make me a reflex save.
28.
Ooh, 28's pretty good. You, a little more prepared this time, and a little panicked, maybe. You can't really get out of the way so much as you can just do everything in your power to stop it from picking you back up, from pulling you back in, from forming around you. So we could, same concept. What do you do as this thing comes up at you to stay out?
I'm thinking some kind of like, not necessarily trying to like stab it for damage, but kind of like stab for leverage.
Back.
To kind of like to see if I could, just have something to grip onto and kind of like push to the side.
And you would stick this in and kind of swing yourself out around, and from your dagger just sort of embedded a little, just enough into this flesh here, pull around the side and feel yourself rip through the water as this thing is agile underwater. This thing is moving. But you feel both of you breach the surface. You feel both of you splash up, and then you feel hard ground as you are thrown up onto the shore.
Quite literally.
You don't know, very literally, yeah, that's fair. You don't know where this is, but quick glance around, just trying to get your bearings in the scant moonlight. Fortunately, you have dark vision. Shows you on the edge of the woods, just the wooded areas outside around Thrushmore. No way of knowing where this is or what direction it could have gone, but you are next to a pretty large, like, rolling swell. The shores are not generally gentle outside Thrushmore. There's big tree berms and big just kind of walls of dirt and earth that shoot up out from the edges of the lake. And inside this one, there is a hole, there is a cavern, and there is a torch inside. And there are voices coming from inside. And I need everybody now to roll me some initiative. You too, Kevin.
Whoa. It's time. Ooh.
Marius.
14 on the die for 26.
26, solid. MD.
4 on the die, 14.
14, Cammy.
12 on the die, 24.
24, AZ.
8 on the die, 19.
19. Kind of spread all throughout here. And this beast, back once more, is going to... What'd you get, Cammy? You got a 24?
Yeah, I did.
There's a 25.
Oh, come on.
Right up in here. Marius, you hear these voices. You hear what sounds like quite a few footsteps quickly making their way towards you from the cave, but you are alone on the shore with this beast. What do you do?
Swift leap to long jump into the cave as far as I can go.
Away. Fair enough.
I don't care if I crash into the back. I'm just out.
It looks like it's a decently long cave.
Isn't it?
Don't look at me. Don't stop.
Make me an athletics check, because a horizontal jump is pretty much is you jump as far as you roll on the check.
A 1.
Dude.
Your feet, you go to punch, and your feet just punch into the wet sand. What felt pretty hard when you were plopped full body onto it, turns out to actually be quite moist and forgiving. As you, what's the total on the athletics check?
With athletics, that's 12.
Just kind of leap just past this creature to the other side, just towards the mouth of the cave. And as it breaches the surface, the two of you up here, you can again hear that horrible chittering and chattering emanating out from it. Make me a will save.
26.
But this time you're a little more, a little past that for right now. A little over that. You got 2 actions left. Swiftly's make only 1, right?
Yeah.
2 actions left.
Yeah.
My man literally his belly flops some sand.
I think I'm just gonna try again.
Boing.
The ghoul brain is taking over, and
Ghoul
I'm just get
it's-
away as
This
fast as I
is what the
can.
ghouls did back in the asylum. You just jump away.
Oh my god.
There's no way it's a 1. No,
Stop,
what is
dude,
that?
Hey,
How is this keep everything hurt?
Mark, give me a high five, because brothers in one. We are one together.
No way.
Together as one.
Boing. He jumps another.
He'll get a hold of it eventually.
No, you don't.
He doesn't have his land legs yet.
He jumps another.
I can't.
Want to try it again? One more try.
He jumps
I
another
don't.
10 feet up the coast. 1 left.
Do it again.
You go for 3?
Do it again.
Yep.
There's
if
no way.
If I get 3, it's a hat trick, right?
He can't. No.
It is actually just a 3 this time.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you hurt without much footing to really get a hold on. Jump once, twice, and 3 times, not making a lot of different distance through this cavern, but you get into the packed floor of the cave. And as you jump in, you can see a couple of things. You can see there was a surprising amount of blood smeared across where you have just landed, as well as a pretty large scythe blade attached to a wooden, almost just unworked branch of a handle. Looks like it's been broken away from the wall. Cavern to your left that is full of discarded bones and animal carcasses. and a giant wooden panel in front of you that looks like it's been pushed open just enough for people to fit through. Calling it a door isn't really even accurate. It's just a slab. And through that slab comes the knight in shining armor, Trey the Hobgoblin, his new armor jingling, a metal helmet sat over with slots for his wide hobgoblin ears, fitted perfectly to him as he comes out through the door with this giant spear of his now in hand, gets like 2 steps, kind of stumbling, hits the wall, and just falls down on the ground. Seemingly unconscious.
Oh, great.
Is this creature?
Just imagine falling behind the actual party of heroes and seeing all the mayhem they leave behind them. Just blood smears everywhere.
This is the stuff that doesn't make its way into the stories later. The creature rolls through the sand after you. It's not quick by any means of the imagination. But what this thing certainly seems to lack is locomotion. But as it rolls towards you, one of the many mouths across it opens and just spits. A little concentrated, high-pressure, clear burst of liquid at you as you glance back, directly up at your face. It's a natural 20. Directly into your eyes is where this hits. And you are going to take 24 points of acid damage.
Oh my gosh.
Tooey. And I need a fortitude save.
Don't roll a 1. Don't do it.
Don't say it.
Don't tell him. No.
I'm subbing out the die.
You're going to be fine.
They told me that all last session.
The 22.
You rolled a 10.
22 would just succeed, but it crits, so you're down a degree of success. So that's one awful would have critically failed.
Okay.
Because that's exact lethal, and it crits, so you go down a tier. So it's a regular failure, exactly. It does, I'm not kidding, spit right up into your eyes and your face, and this burning, blinding spit is going to make you dazzled as the world just kind of becomes a thick blur around you. Kami,
Hi.
right behind Trey in the doorway here. He was staggering, he was drunk, he was wobbling. Clearly it's something worse. He pushes through the door and just collapses. And you see Marius, but I imagine barely standing probably, being chased once again by this thing. And you hear those overlapping, chattering voices.
No.
And I need a will save.
No. Okay. I'm gonna keep that one. This is from Gary.
Gary,
That was
shelter
a
us.
2. Thank you, Gary. Nat 20! Nat 20!
Oh! Good hero point!
Oh!
Thank you, Gary.
Thank
Your
you,
turn,
Gary.
Ben. Your turn is yours.
Okay. I come around the corner here. I can see the monster, right?
Yeah.
Or do I need to?
You need probably to go through the door to see the monster, because it's just kind of like a crack you can squeeze through. You can hear the monster.
I'm a magic user. I hate moving.
I don't want to go over there. That's where the teeth are.
Okay, well then I will just kind of leisurely stroll through the door and come up on this scene and be like, I thought you were going to eat him. I thought you were going to eat him. Okay.
Now, the thing does look pretty eaten and chopped and injured, but very much alive.
Okay. I'm going to, as soon as I see this creature, I'm going to immediately like I didn't get you last time, but I had an idea. And I'm going to start, like, swirling my hands. And as I do, the creature's going to start doing a little shimmy. This is Bone Shaker.
It sure doesn't have bones. Does that matter?
I don't know if it matters.
I don't think it does. I think it's just called that.
Okay, excellent.
But it ain't
Good news
got
for me.
it ain't
All I
got
know
no
is it does
bones.
bludgeoning.
That's the thing we need. Fair enough.
That's a fortitude save.
Okay.
What's my DC? It's excellent. That's what it is.
Unbeatable.
I would describe
I
it as
didn't roll very high.
good.
22.
Well, it'll be half damage.
The giant mass of flesh is pretty fortuitous. It seems.
I didn't roll very good. Okay, so that's a success. But he's gonna
Regular
take.
success.
He's gonna take half damage. He's gonna take half damage. Let me find on my index
Link
card.
1429 says, why Bane y'all when y'all come pre-Baned? Do you know how much Bane value you would have already gotten in this episode
God.
if we had Baned characters? Marius would be a
I'll
corpse.
steal that.
More
I
of a
don't know what
corpse
the
and-
deal is over there, but I know I'm not supposed to touch those, so I'm taking them. All right, here, that one and that one. Okay. So that's 13 plus 4 is 17. Half of that. Can I round it up?
8? And rounds down.
Okay.
So 8?
No, I understand.
It's still gonna do a fair bit more. As you do recall, this thing is pretty weak to bludgeoning damage, and as you just kind of grab a hold, I guess the bones you're shaking are just kind of teeth, because it sure got a lot of those.
I kind of like almost like I'm like trying really hard to focus. I pretend like I'm playing with Play-Doh, and then I imagine myself just like kind of like molding it into a big like patty, and then going like.
Marius, you can see various mouths, the teeth in these being affected as they just crunch and contort inward, almost like punched by invisible hands as it's forced, compacted. It's gonna be pretty effective.
Cammy's just in the corner, just yelling like, "Ah! Go down!"
It's good to
Easy.
knead it, get some gluten development.
When you wake up in the street,
Yeah.
it takes you a minute to kind of come back and settle. But then you realize, right, Marius.
Oh, I was doing
The
something.
warehouse didn't seem to come of anything, and this woman you encountered didn't seem very helpful either.
Opposite of helpful.
Very much the opposite of helpful. Getting away from here, it seems like it would probably be wise
Yeah.
at this point. So again, you just head back to the pier where you would find nobody. Your allies having moved on, maybe their own search for Marius, maybe following up with what you come out here for in the first place. The only thing you can think to do to find them, to find someone that can help you, is you do not want to be alone in the dark in Thrushmore anymore, is to make your way down the coast and try to find whatever these lights are. And when you arrive, when you come in view of this, you come around a corner to quite a scene here. Hearing the gibbering of this creature from the pier that seems, well, it too has made its way out this direction. Hearing Cammy, hearing Marius yelling, and hearing these overlapping, chittering voices. Make me a will save.
All right.
Hey, don't fail.
Good at the. Okay. 8 plus 11, 19.
That's the DC.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, it's your turn, Easy. What do you do? Ooh,
Okay.
I get a villain point. Because
Ooh.
Link doesn't really want to bane you guys because you're having a hard enough time, so he's just going to stack me up instead. Yeah,
Thank you.
Link.
Bane, villain point.
Your incredible generosity.
Well, I am going to. I'm pretty far out.
You're
I
pretty
just
far.
see
You
the
just
blob
come
and I
into
hear
view
my
of this.
friends pretty much. I'm gonna run up and try. I'm just gonna run as much as I can. Just like.
The water line here definitely still difficult terrain, so I'd say like 10. You could get to like the corner of the cavern with a single movement.
Okay. And now it's regular movement.
Yeah, now you're just in like sand. Now it's regular terrain. It's soft, but it's not enough to be inhibiting.
Then I'm gonna run up to be by like Trey or something, if I can make it there.
Exactly, you can make it there. That's exactly
Sweet.
speed 25.
All right. So I have one action left. So I'm gonna be.
Join the party. The heap.
I'm gonna just. I'm just gonna focus on just humming aloud. You're just gonna. I'm like, all right, everybody, don't be all. Don't hit me. I'm gonna look at you and be like, don't hit me. Please don't hit me. And I'm just gonna hum. Just like focus on this, and I'm gonna do focusing hum. So focusing hum, you infuse air with thumb. It reduces distractions. DC of any flat, you cast a spell for stupefied creatures to lower, and confused creatures don't attack anyone,
Ooh.
including themselves.
Confused creatures don't attack anyone.
Yeah. So I'll do that.
That sounds like it's a great,
It's a 15-foot emanation.
great
around me.
option, honestly.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Speaking of chat support, the Dungeon
Yeah.
Speedrun says, help Ghoul with the hero points.
Thank you so much.
What do you got?
Warding sign. Quick, draw a butterfly.
I begin to
does it
imagine what
mean?
that does. What do the numbers mean, Mason? MD, you are up. With the back of this procession coming out here. And Sandbox 10 Link may not, but I believe in you, so take a bane, Marius. Fancy blue. Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
I thought that was one of the reading ones.
Secrets for later.
Secrets.
Secret tool.
That's a surprise.
All right. Let me make my will save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My silly little save.
So 13 on the die, so 23 total.
You're good.
Cool. There's one thing MD does good. I'm gonna full movement out 30 feet. Excuse me, pardon me. Step on trail on my way out. Wherever
I
I get.
assume going probably to Flankland.
Yeah. And I remember clearly.
Like,
I
I
was-
guess you'd remember that doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do
really, yeah.
anything, but I have the two slashy weapons in my hand. I remember those don't work. I just drop them. It's free action. Drop both of them
Yep.
on the ground. And I'm gonna double up on my punches. I'm gonna throw one, kind of watch to see how it reacts, and try to get another one where it's not as guarded. I'm
Fair
gonna
enough.
twin feign.
All right.
See if this gets me some flat-footed.
Well, throw me the first hand.
The 2 on the die.
First hand, he's flat-footed for the second hand.
The 13 on the
Now,
die.
while he cannot be flanked, Twin Feint does. It's not a flanking thing. It is a distraction. It's a diversion thing. You can absolutely do that. He is flat-footed at the second hit.
So it would be a 22 total.
Absolutely hits.
Sweetness. I like these dice. Or hold on, 1 on the D6 and 2 on the D4. So 7.
Now, again, a little better than that, fortunately, because this thing is quite weak to bludgeoning damage, and you feel, even just beating at it, it's weirdly soft. It's weirdly squishy. It is a flesh mound. It's just how big it is, how much mass it has that makes it hard to stop. It's not sturdy.
Avoid the teeth, aim for the eyes.
Marius, you're up.
Boy.
Since everybody passed their will save, no one has to make it anymore. Once you pass, you're good.
Excellent.
So you said that there are some like corpses laying around.
Bones. There's
Bones.
less corpses, more
Okay,
just
just
bones.
bones.
And they're in the cave off to the west. There's some scattered skeletal bits.
I'm going to just try to. Well, first I think just go on the ground and just sand in the eyes.
Has a lot of eyes.
That's a lot of eyes, but then
And
luckily there's a
some
lot of
them have
sand.
that's fair. Okay. Give me an unarmed attack roll.
Nope. It's a 4.
I will not.
You throw some sand. You pick up the sand, but the sand is kind of like wet and thick. from the shore. So it doesn't really, you don't get the pocket sand effect
Yeah.
really. You just kind of get a handful of a clump of sand that just kind of on the side of this thing. Like across one of its many eyes as you see just like 3 more just kind of open up out of the flesh. Sort of a hopeless front.
I want to step further into the cave as far as I can go to get a little bit away because I am very hurty.
Fair enough. You can pull back over Trey, sort of into, like, squeezing through this doorway here into the large cavern. Still just kind of around the corner from whatever may be in the bulk of it, but your party just ran out of there, so it can't be that bad.
And then just for now, I'm going to parry with my dagger to give myself
Put up a little bit of defense.
bonus. Yeah.
This thing, whatever it is, this hum coming out from Easy, it's getting punched from behind by MD. What at first seems to be mouths just sort of reaching out to bite you turns into the whole of the creature, almost rolling up and just flipping over on you entirely, bringing all of its mass down. Make me a reflex save.
12 on the die for a total of a 24.
Good job doing rogue stuff. And you're able to kind of move out of the way. Let's press yourself against the wall as it just kind of scrapes across you and just sort of rolls around in a bit of a circle to end up still just kind of here in the middle with a set of jaws reaching out towards Easy. Say, I'm gonna villain point it. I'm gonna villain. I got 3. Ghost of Azan gave me these with very specific instructions.
And you just
So
obeyed 'em.
I'm gonna villain point this attack roll. He had a purpose. These were directed. These were targeted villain points.
You're obligated.
A 25 to hit.
Yeah.
I thought you said he couldn't attack.
Huh?
Didn't you say you
No,
couldn't?
Confused creatures can attack.
Oh,
So, like, if you guys had failed the saves,
I
you
would-
wouldn't start punching
Yeah,
each
if
other.
you
It would have been
failed-
you would
Oh,
just
yeah.
do that, which would be very good if MD just started throwing hands at people. You are going to take 15
Okay.
points of piercing damage as 1 and 2 sets of these teeth just latch on, biting and grinding and chomping. You are also grabbed. And as these teeth kind of grind into you, these wounds are going to bleed pretty profusely. You also have persistent bleeding damage.
Okay.
Cammy.
Well,
That
I
ends the
was-
terrible things that are happening to Easy right now.
I'm not doing well.
well, I could pull those back. I was sitting here trying to prepare my turn, and I was like, I'm gonna lay on hands, Marius, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna. no, I'm not.
Please no.
Toast him.
No, I'm not. No.
Literally kill me while trying to heal me.
Oh gosh.
Here, Marius.
I will
Oh,
help.
right. Oopsie.
Okay.
Well, I imagine you've also got an Easy in front of you, probably has also just showed back up and looks very
There's a lot of things
bad.
that need my attention right now.
Mom!
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do, Marius. I give him a high five as he passed. Great, you're back there. I'm gonna look to my 2 boys in the front. I'm gonna give each of you a spell.
Can't even hand out magic.
I'm gonna look at MD and be like, "You got this. No, you're doing great. No, you don't panic. No, you're doing great." That's stoke the heart. I'm gonna look at you. Stop that. Stop that. No, be strong. You gotta tense up. That's forbidding ward. You get armor class and saving throws and have it. You know what? Go for it. And then
You feel,
you get 3 more to damage.
and you see Blue kind of cling to the front of your breastplate, just sort of look up at you.
Exactly. Keep them rolling.
Easy.
Okay. So I'm not doing well. I'm just gonna.
Not.
But you have forbidding ward.
do have forbidding ward. I'm just gonna be like, well, Trey's asleep. Marius did a leap. Alone, I might cry. I don't want to die. I'm gonna try not to weep. And then that's a level 3 soothe on myself.
Okay. Big self-heal hours.
It's like some of the first damage we've seen easy taken from an enemy.
3d10
Yeah.
plus 12.
Like,
He's doing a lot today.
When it
It's been
happens,
a
it
bad-
happens really fast.
Another one. What you need?
It does. That'd be how it goes
A
sometimes.
D10.
A D10.
Uh.
Of course.
3d10 plus 12.
Yeah, so 3, 8, 6.
I thought you were saying 3 was the total.
Oh, no.
3. I was like, please, guys. This is not a hard
That's worthy of a bane. It's not a damage roll, but it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
It's 29 health.
29
That's
health.
a start.
That's good,
That fixes
that's
the
good.
migraine.
And that really does kind of settle you a bit. It kind of, you can wall out the chittering, the chattering. It's the horrible overlapping voices coming out of the dozen maws around this thing.
And then I have one action. And I'm just gonna be like, okay, not this blob. What a knob. It follows. Marius, it swallows. Let's finish this job. And that's courage.
And that's courage.
All right, MD, you got courage. You're stoked. You're running hands.
so-
I'm running hands. I was gonna attempt to try to pull him away from me easy, but he's got this. He's doing great.
He's good. He's
Um,
fine.
He's fine.
My
So-
favorite part about Soothe is it is purely mental.
Yeah.
So it does not help your wounds literally at all. As a matter of fact, you are going
yeah.
to bleed for 2 damage and roll me a flat check to see if that ends. It does not even remotely stop your wounds.
Over here on the side, like
18.
I thought he was
You
doing
stop
bad, but
bleeding.
he seems to be in high spirits.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It seems like he's doing perfectly fine. So we're gonna just go for it.
Hands.
First attack. It's cocked. This die likes to bounce around a lot, and I love
Throw
it
it
for
again.
it. But I wish it wouldn't cock on a 50, like on a near 15 to go right to a 3.
Oof.
For-
Well, it's flat-footed to the second one.
Yep.
You know what we're here for. We're doing setup. It's
So-
setup.
It has easy grab. Would it be flat-footed anyways?
That second edition is one way.
Okay, that's fine. Second one. Another 2. We're actually gonna use
Please.
this hero point. I'm
Okay.
just gonna go ahead and redeem it. I don't have written down for anyone. I want to say it's Scott. Huh?
You failed us. Surely it's Scott and S.
Yeah, pretty
Dakota.
sure it's Scott. I have one from Anonymous and
Or
one from
Anonymous.
Scott.
Those are the 2. I'm looking at my roster.
Yeah.
It's the secret benefactor of Scott and S.
So
Dakota.
13 on the die again for another 22.
Another hit.
Another hit. These ones match. For a 3, 5, 9, 12.
Okay. A real solid hit lands there. Injured as this thing is, it still looks like it's starting to almost deflate. It's spreading. The flesh almost kind of pooling around as it's getting shorter and wider, stretching out, the maws moving more slowly. Some of the eyes starting to close and wink away. It is degrading.
And for my final attack, I'm going to give it the boot. I'm going to give one good kick.
Give it
For
a boot.
18 on the die.
18 on the die. Oh,
So it's which one? Plus 5, so 23
23 will hit.
for the boot. 9 damage.
It's not gonna get sneak attack.
Oh.
You didn't even roll
No,
sneak
that
attack.
overrode. I don't
Oh,
get a sneak
true.
attack.
Stoke override.
Stoke,
overrides
Stoke,
it, yeah.
8 damage.
8 damage.
Yep. Just one.
How
good
do you miss?
a whiff of a punch, one to the eye, and just one really hard kick. I don't know if y'all know this, but I got some legs on MD.
With its
Tell
pretty
us more.
fat bludgeoning weakness. That last big with my bludgeoning weakness coming in hard here. That was a good knowledge check. These 2 punches and this big kick, that big old boot, this thing shudders and the voices stop. For a moment, it's still moving, it's still churning, it's still looking around before the mouths stop, the teeth stop chattering, the eyes, unsettlingly what are left, don't close, but they stop looking. They glaze over, staring vacantly in every which direction out from this mass as it just lies still in the sand.
Hey, Marius, it's chow time.
Yeah. Your ethical buffet is ready.
Do we need to look away? We can look. We can turn around. I mean, certainly. There's a side room.
Yeah,
even.
there's a side.
Yeah, just leave me alone for a minute.
I don't know if it's rude to.
We should.
I'm
We'll
gonna
go- we'll
drag
leave.
the body. I'm gonna drag the corpse of this thing into the little alcove with the other
Yeah.
dead thing.
Yeah, put it in the dead body corner.
There's
don't have
no,
any- does
there's
anybody
no
have
visible dead
napkins?
bodies over there, but
You as MD moves his body into the side cave and you follow him, you almost trip, stumbling over what feels like an invisible mossy log in the middle of this cavern. Not really sure what that is. It's pretty big and very solid and super invisible.
oh, Marius, I got some good news. If you like mushrooms, there's an invisible mushroom right about there.
It's like
I'm sure we
entree
can
on
see the
side.
imprint
It's
in the
like-
mud.
You have your meat and your veg. You're just.
Getting a buffet.
I'm so hurt. I'm just like, what? What?
Long
I don't-
story.
just-
We did this for you.
Just come back to me in a minute.
You just munching.
Yeah.
It's almost hard to stop. As horrific as this thing is, it's flesh. And your hunger, your unstoppable hunger for sapient, for sentient flesh, this seems to be working.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do that and heal myself with that.
Oh, thank goodness.
You get to eat bodies and heal a little.
8 health.
That's only
I
a
ate
little.
8 to 8 eat.
So like a 1 3.
Whoa.
As you
I'm in
bite
double digits health now.
and bite and rip. What do you have, 2?
I had 5.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like a 2.
7.
As you bite and rip into this thing, you sort of lose yourself. It is a full instinctive feast as you just go. You lose track of where you are. You can barely even feel who you are. There is just nothing but this need to consume this until again something else in your mind, some other memory, eyes that aren't yours. You're looking down off of the end of that pier. The dinghy's still there. One of the figures flailing in the water. Your vision shifts to another as you dive in after them, and then your vision, the third man in the water, being pulled back, dragged under. Again, you're seeing some life, some memory from 3 faces at once, 3 minds, 3 sets of emotions, 3 experiences, 3 souls trying desperately in an almost an echo of what the party had done, trying to pull you out from this thing, attempting to save one of their number, all dragged into the depths, not by a fleshy monster, not by teeth and eyes, not by anything you can even see or experience, just a pull, almost an undertow, drawing them into the pitch black of the lake. And MD, I think you two, I imagine, just kind of out in the cave hall, not looking at this, just hearing the noises.
Mouth closed.
Oh,
Chew with your
that's
mouth
terrible.
closed.
Hey, yeah,
That's
ASMR.
He rips into this mouth there, and you see him go wild for a few moments before he just kind of twitches and collapses on the body, motionless as the thing he's trying to eat.
Allergic to seafood?
It is there. We will take our midstream break.
Do I check his pulse? Like, does he have a pulse?
We're gonna stand up.
Oh,
That's really
no.
We're gonna stretch our legs. Feel free to grab some snacks, get some drinks. It's gonna be about 10 minutes. There'll be a timer on screen, so you know we're gonna come back. And I have a cool thing that'll be coming later, not right now. But those of you here that make it to the end of the stream, at the end of today's episode, we've got a fun little announcement we're going to make. We got a cool little thing to show you because we are about ready to have our 3rd Pathfinder show here on the UGT network. If you want to see when that's going to start, if you want to see some information about what that is, if you want all the cool, neat details, stick around at the end of the show. We got something for you. Don't go too far, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. If you weren't here when we left off, I want to just briefly say that we're going to have a fun little announcement at the end of today's show about the next show that will be coming to the Undeniably Good Time. And it's probably coming sooner than you think. So stick around till the end if you want to see all the information we're going to have about that one. But for now, we come back into this strange cave up the coast of Thrushmoor, where Marius is chowing down on a horrible eldritch abomination made of meat. MD is watching in a combination of sort of shock and horror. Around the corner, we have
Up against the wall, just like
I'm just grossed out.
we have Cammy, we have
You can
Easy, and we have Trey just kind of laying on the ground. He's clearly alive and in fact conscious even, but doesn't seem to be able to move much, and any attempt to talk to him is just kind of met with muttering and drooling. This poison here certainly seems to be getting worse, not better. But what is better is that Scott in South Dakota. Sorry I'm late, better late than never. Here's a point for MD. And a point for Easy.
Yes, Initial Brothers.
Initial Brothers. As you... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Misdirected attack. Are you going to let them beat on you like that?
That one's come around a lot. I don't think it's ever been played yet.
Fluid motion. Nothing will stand in my way. Thanks, Scott.
As you two are checking Trey, and I imagine also probably a little bit Easy, as it reminds me, you soothed yourself, Easy. Give me a stress check.
10. Oh, it's at 11?
It's DC 11. It's 50-50. You can see in his face, Cammy, a look that you haven't seen since you guys had managed to get out of Briarstone Asylum. Easy is...
I saw some stuff.
He is on edge. You, MD, see Marius rip into this pile of flesh, chomp away, and then just kind of twitch and fall into the pile. Almost still spasming a little bit there, like a dog dreaming.
So
gosh.
cute.
But way more horrible.
Kind of nudge him with my foot.
Oh, he's running.
Aww.
He's chasing squirrels.
I leave the cave.
He's having a seizure, and you're like, all right.
It'll be
Okay.
fine. You walk back over to Cammy, Easy, and Trey. As we kind of huddled around, Easy, I imagine, still looking relatively hurt.
Yeah.
So it's pretty mental. He got some pretty big bites in him still.
Yeah.
Cleared.
So
I think we've got some time here.
You
We
lay,
can.
you lay in your hands.
Oh, I love to lay my hands.
If you want to take a little bit to do that, it's 18 per use now. So, I mean, it's not a super small heal at 5th level. I imagine probably 1 or 2 of those
Yeah.
is going to see those.
I'm able to hold the conversation. I just kind of lean up like against a wall. I mean, it's probably like maybe your thigh is about the highest
and
I'm
Easy,
getting.
you would experience the same thing that Trey had last week while you were in town dealing with whatever it was you were dealing with. These wounds are pulled closed. You've always seen these little hair-like threads, these bright yellow fibers come out from whatever this magic is, but now it's something more than that. It's almost like a very thin, patchy moss that just kind of covers and seals these wounds.
It's me.
In a couple of places where the wounds are the most severe, forming almost even into little visible rounded bulbs and caps as it pulls itself closed. It's very much this magic from Cammy. There can be no doubt.
That's embarrassing.
I don't know what did I miss?
Well,
Well,
I kind of try and brush it off. Like those are. I'm sure they'll.
Are they edible?
we
I haven't figured that out yet.
It's fine. It's brittle. It's like a little layering. You can just brush it off without difficulty. It's,
You're good, and it's fine.
See a hole
But
punctured in MD's breastplate, just like right in center of mass. It's been a rough day.
yeah, I kind of thought that was because the dog bit you, but it turns out it is me.
I think I met the witch on the way here.
Oh,
She had a weird tentacle, and she was like 7 years old.
well, that's not the witch that we met.
We
Multiple.
met a very angry. Was she a halfling or just a short woman?
She was a halfling.
A very.
She ain't got no shoes. She got hairy feet. She's a
Okay,
halfling.
a very angry halfling. She's back there in that cave, actually.
So we got 3 witches.
She's not nice, actually.
Very short-tempered.
Hey.
Hey, you can go talk to her if you want.
I don't know. Was that?
Oh no, I get it.
No, because usually you say that's a joke when you say a joke.
I guess that was a joke.
Around this time, Marius would. Marius kind of wakes back up, face down in your meal here, where you have cast yourself upon the buffet, waking up from whatever this strange vision was. Definitely not feeling better for it. I need you to make me a stress check, Marius.
11.
But holding it well enough.
Don't judge people based on their height.
You definitely feel a bit better. Feasting on sentient flesh with this new form, this new curse that you're stuck with, is immediate relief, even to severe, clear physical wounds that you have taken, as if you can repair them from the inside, as if your body can just translate this directly into whatever it is that this new body of yours needs. But I imagine you're still very much injured.
Yeah. So if it's been more than 10 minutes, I might take another bite or two.
Go ahead, eat away, my guy.
Yeah. Let's eat some
You
more.
pass out from eating and you go.
And then get more hungry. Okay.
It's food
8,
coma. It's like Thanksgiving over here.
10.
Hey,
Feeling a little bit
we're
better.
approaching average. After about 10 minutes of
Then I'll brush
Marius
myself off.
feasting here,
Feel-
You start munching.
you're pouring out these lay on
Everybody
hands
feels
into
great.
the rest of the group. You finally start to feel sated for now. Something that you, even early with this curse, know is not going to last long, but you take what you can get.
Yeah.
As you stagger back out of the hallway here, the rest of you out here with your healing, with your medicine, don't seem to be able to do much of anything for Trey. This poison that he's inflicted with seems to be pretty potent, and it seems there's going to be little to do other than just let it run its course.
I really don't want to carry him.
What
Oh,
happened?
I got it.
You could bury him in the sand.
Everybody
or
back
whatever.
up. I know.
Bury him like up to his neck.
What happened?
He is high.
Yep.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah. He is like out
The
of it.
our
Out.
witch, not the tentacle one, is hotboxing the cave back there. So,
Yeah, we met the witch of the ghost lights. It turns out there's just that torch.
Okay.
Yeah,
Amaris
Thank
is
you for helping.
yeah, no problem.
I'm glad you're okay otherwise.
Oh, I feel awful.
I'm sorry.
he says, clearly still absolutely
Yeah.
shredded.
yeah.
Marius'
Tammy's-
body
Feeling
like
a little
grabbing-
awkward here. I can't do much for
Tammy's
you.
magic is
You-
amazing, though.
You can still medicine check. You just can't use your magic. You
Oh,
can
that's true.
you can treat him normally.
Maybe
You're-
that won't be so jacked up right now.
Yeah, you know that your lay on hands. What's your religion, Cammy?
My religion is a 10.
You would know. This is basic enough knowledge. You would know that. Well, you're not sure on the details. Undead are well, by their very nature, antithetical to the concept of life and to positive energy, which is the source of a lot of healing, especially the kind of healing that you have. It burns them the same way that negative energy would burn you. And similarly, negative energy would heal him if you had some kind of access to that. But beyond that, other methods of healing his body and his mind directly are still going to function. Regular medicine, you can still stitch his wounds closed, you can still bandage him. Hell, Easy can even soothe him. That's not positive energy, that's purely a mental effect. You just couldn't use spells like lay on hands or heal that have the positive trait.
Okay. If I could deal negative damage to him, that would heal him?
When
What do
you
you
punch me and I feel better.
Okay, there are negative effects that can heal him. Not all negative damage would heal him.
Never mind.
Okay.
Well, I thought I just had a really great
Well,
idea.
what do you have?
A vampiric touch?
Vampiric touch would not heal him, no.
Okay. Negative damage. 66. It would have been awesome.
It's a little interesting because positive and negative aren't, like, you guys can still be hurt by positive energy,
Yes.
and he can still be hurt by negative energy. But there are things like, there's a spell literally called Harm, which is just like the opposite of heal, that damages living and heals
notes.
undead. So there are some effects that can heal. You want negative energy. You don't want negative damage. You want
Okay.
negative energy.
I was about to be
Damage
like,
is
we
damage.
just hit the jackpot. I don't.
I'm gonna heal him. I'm gonna heal me. It's
Yeah.
gonna be great.
We'll never go down.
But if you wanted to make a medicine check,
Got
you could try
mud.
to treat him
Yeah, you
with
can
the,
use
you
the
can use the
magic
mud. The
mud.
mud works as well
Could
on
you-
his body as it always has.
Plus
Rub some
one.
dirt on it.
+1 to my
To your medicine.
medicine.
We have a lot of mud.
Oh, wee.
This is really good, though.
What'd you roll?
A 1.
Guys,
Guys,
come on.
This is my first one.
I'm begging you. Please.
Well,
You just kill him.
gosh
You-
darn it. This is really good, but I might as well. I'm gonna. You need healing. That's from hyperbole.
She did it.
I did it. Here we
I,
go.
I owe you one.
The selfless act.
Roll another one.
3. It's a 3.
What's the total?
I thought there'd be 14.
Well, you didn't hurt him.
With the +1.
That's not the plus
It's
one.
with the +1.
Guys, come
That's a
on.
crit success, right?
Well, you don't make it.
You don't make it work.
Given his new physiology, closing the wounds will make it stop bleeding worse, but you are not entirely sure what you should be doing, really. Scott in South Dakota, Cammy needs to heal the undead. Use this point instead. If you want, I won't even look at this. I'll just put it back on the top of the deck, and you can keep that one.
Yes. This is from Scott now.
It has been passed down the line.
Dude, that's.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
All the worst of your wounds are bandaged up. You don't feel a ton better, but, you know, we've done what we can do, really.
Yeah. Take what I can.
Take what you can. Well, what do you do, party? Heading back in?
Yeah.
We
I'd like to
weren't
make
done
this-
talking to the halfling.
Yeah.
Probably
Daridella.
been now 20 minutes since you came out to address this noise.
Oh, she has 2 very ugly dogs. Don't say anything about it. She's sensitive.
Okay. I love dogs.
You're not gonna love these dogs. I promise you.
Hey, you, what are you doing with Trey? You just leaving him here in the hallway?
Oh yeah,
He's-
100%.
He's
He'll be
fine.
fine.
He has
Nothing else.
he
Nothing
needs
else to
fresh
come out of
air.
the lake and eat him. He'll be fine.
He needs fresh air.
You said there you said she was hotboxing in this cave. Is there anything we need to know
I
about
mean-
that situation?
Me and Gammy are fine.
Don't breathe.
Okay, I'll try.
You've got a lot of practice on that one, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't. Do you? Is that rude?
I'm offended.
Okay, I'm very sorry.
Oh, he did just come out of a gross mouth monster from the bottom of a lake. I'm sure he didn't breathe that entire time.
I had to hold my breath.
You squeeze back through the gap in this, again, I hesitate to call it a door, this barricade
Anything's a
into
door.
the much larger chamber. The two of you that haven't been here before are now seeing this wide expanse. This floor of the cavern worn mostly smooth, the walls and the ceiling unworked, raw and natural rough surfaces, largely empty. A huge, just gaping hole, not far beneath the surface of the earth, with little in it save for this halfling girl, her 2 hideous fungal dogs, and a small working laboratory, a bedroll, a couple bits of supplies, and a little campfire with a cooking pot hung up over it, the smoke rolling up through a small hole in the ceiling that even there breaches all the way up to the surface. As you come in, she's back over at her lab again, scribbling something and looking at a couple of small vials. And as she hears the group of you enter, turns back around. Oh, well, like, who is this now?
Hi.
Hi.
Nice dogs.
Were they making those noises?
When we killed the noises, that was the
Yes.
mouth.
Yeah.
There's a giant blob of flesh, a lot of teeth, a lot of mouth, a lot of eyes.
That's good, at least, I guess. Ugh.
Yeah, you're welcome, actually.
Why did you come back in? Where is the ugly one? That stupid goblin.
Oh, he's outside, passed out.
Huh.
Yeah, I figured you'd get a kick out of that. Hey, you wouldn't happen to have any way of like patching up undead, would you? Like
For a friend.
non-positive,
What?
non-positive
Like
healing.
what? Why?
I'm just asking.
No,
Okay.
I'm not a necromancer. I'm an alchemist.
I mean, alchemy.
brew things. And she just sort of looks at Marius here. I mean, she's obviously kind of seen the two of you, but she seems pretty distracted. Her focus is ephemeral at best. But as you mentioned, she sort of looks at him, looks up and down. Her face just sort of falls. Wait, who are you?
Marius Greyfall.
Who that? No, like, who the hell are you? Where do you come from? How are you here?
I mean, I just came from my small town.
And
I was-
she kind of quickly, hurriedly starts pacing straight across the cave, straight over towards the group of you. Come here. You.
Okay.
And as you approach, and she comes over. A point from Vatalander to Trishik's cousin, or at least the gnome they hang out with, but he says blue, which I assume is
What?
Million.
But no.
Blue the chameleon. Oh, the chameleon.
Because
Chameleon. I thought-
Trishik was the
True.
lizard.
Oh,
yes.
she was a lizard. Right.
Ah.
I know he hangs out. Okay, I was too stupid to put that one together. We got there.
Smooth
From
brain.
Thank you.
Vatalander.
From
From Vatalander.
Vatalander. Thank you so much. It says, tumble past. Behind you.
And she walks all the way up to you. He's still, like, I mean, your wounds are kind of bound up and, largely packed over with the magical wizard mud that Easy creates. And she's a halfling. You're a dwarf. You're still a fair bit taller than her. Dwarves aren't that short in Galarian. You're closer to human height than you are like gnome and halfling height. But she's clearly trying to look up, like she is looking straight in your eyes, like she's trying to read something. Like, how?
How what? I don't
You've seen it. You're like,
seen what?
well, you all have it. You're all
blood.
marked, but you're the seed. Like, why? Who are you?
I'm just me. I'm just Marius. What
No.
what is it?
Wait, how could you not know? How could you have it and not know? Why would it choose you? And she turns and takes a couple steps back, and her dogs are kind of pacing up behind her. One of them still just sort of low growling basically this entire time at the group of you. The untrusting one. Why would it choose you? Why would you have it? This doesn't make any sense. You don't even know what it is. You don't even know what about the MO spot. You don't even know about the stain. You don't. Do you even know the name? Do you even know its name? What's it called?
I have literally no idea what you're talking about. You haven't described what it is.
It's you. It's in you. It's like your whole being now. It's everything that's inside you.
Just the eyeball thing.
What?
I don't think that's what you're talking about.
Told you she was a hoot.
Wait,
yeah.
because you said Zamindor a while ago in the asylum.
You
Yeah.
know it and he doesn't?
Well, he said it.
Did it come from him? That's
yeah,
why you have it. He gave you the stain.
I don't know where that came from either. I just that name just kind of popped into my head.
It just happened? It just like you didn't dredge it out of the lake, you didn't find it, you didn't reach out, it just happened?
I mean, it happened around the same time that there was some kind of like interdimensional demons just fighting or something, but it came from nowhere. I don't know where it came from.
No, this isn't how it's supposed to be. I came all the way out here. I came to this lake. I know he's here. I know it's sleeping. It was supposed to be me. I'm supposed to have this. I'm supposed to be the seed.
Who's here? What's sleeping?
What does it matter now? You have it. You have the seed. You gave it to all of them. They bear the stain too. You are the source. You're the epicenter. You're the nexus. You're the whole thing. You're the center of the infection. It was supposed to be me.
I mean, I know I'm not well, but I don't think I've infected anybody else yet.
Oh, you have. You can't see it? You don't see it in their eyes? It comes from you and you can't even read it? Look at them! Look at their faces and tell me you don't see it.
They look fine. I haven't bitten anybody else.
There was a lady I ran into that saw something in me too. She's like, has tentacles. She mentioned Spectress.
What?
I don't know. She was like gray, sloughing skin. She had tentacles. She mentioned something, seeing something.
How
No.
is all of this happening all around me and I can't channel any of it? I need it.
When was the
Maybe
last time you left the cave?
I leave the cave. Well, look! That's not the point.
Maybe
The cave is. I'm as close to the lake as I can be. I don't have a boat. I'm not a fish.
Have you touched any grass recently?
Maybe you're like a guide instead of like, the one. Maybe you're like, you have an important job too.
She just sort of looks. She freezes for a moment. No. Yeah. Like.
Yeah, we have no idea what we're doing. So if you help, you're pretty much the main.
No. You're right.
Yeah.
Like. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how it works out. You aren't the seed. You have the seed. And you brought it to me. And I'm gonna take it!
In a helpful way. In a non-harmful.
As soon as she says that, take a step
In a nice
forward.
way.
Yeah, we're just gonna we could
As
visit
you-
every once in a while.
Weapons drawn.
Oh no, it's inside him. There's only one way that's coming out.
Okay, we can wait a few hours till
No,
he passes it.
you don't understand. Give me him and whatever I hold against you and your ugly goblin friend and everyone else, water under the bridge. It's all fine.
I feel like we're having some communication issues. Can you be more specific about him or it?
I
or
don't
the
know how
seed?
much more clearly I can explain this to you.
She's being very clear. She wants you. She wants to kill you. She wants to take whatever the seed is from you.
And then it will be mine and it will be me. And I will take it to the bottom of the lake and awaken the inmost blot, and it will surge across this world.
I don't think it works that way.
It connects everyone, or it will.
Oh, not that part. You taking the seed.
Wait, what if the seed? Because seeds have to germinate in the ground, and now it's
I don't-
germinating
You
right
think
think
now.
it's a
soil or
literal
fertilizer?
Yeah, if you just rip the seed out, it might like die.
Have you tried going to what was the name of that asylum that we came from?
There's no other reason it would have
Firestone.
come here. It would have come here now to me, like on a freaking platter from a denizen. It's. I'm taking it.
What does it have
You three,
to...
stand back. And
No.
you see the lightning kind of start to crackle around your hands again. I'm taking the seed.
Does it have to
I
be
worked
him? We
too
got stuff.
hard to let it leave, to let you leave. And as she's sitting there just sort of crackling, she does seem more calm than she was before. She is the most focused you've seen her. What's it going to be?
What if you don't kill? Well, we just accompany you to the bottom. What if we just come with you?
I need the seed. I can't unravel how it spreads, how it grows, how Zamindor can manifest without having it, without it planted in me.
No, this route only leads to your death, right?
You can try.
Oh, there is no try. I will.
Well, then fine. Let's do it then. And
Now you done
at
it.
that,
That was
it is
fighting.
definitely time to fight. I'm going to need everyone to roll me some initiative. And Hermit gets this. The party's barely holding together. I would hate for bad things to happen, he says, giving me back a third hero point.
I am still scouting
Going
as
for it.
my...
Yes,
Yep.
you guys do
Yeah.
get the +1. And I'm going to roll for Daridella. And I'm going to use a villain point for Daridella. I'm going to keep this last one from Ghost of Azan, because that's not technically Kevin aligned, so I'm going to use Link 1429s. That's 5 times higher. All right. MD.
I got a 3 on the die for a total of a 14.
Marius.
I rolled a 1 for 13.
God.
No.
Easy.
I rolled a 16 plus 11, 27.
Wow. All right. Solid. Cammy.
So I also rolled a 1.
Oh.
You didn't have to reroll that die, by the
Or,
way.
So for 13.
Who wants to go first?
I do, if I may.
Please.
13?
I've got
Okay,
business
well, I'm
to
just going to
take
go ahead and
care
tell you everything else is going to be in here. That's
You spent. Hey, we got a villain point out of him for nothing.
Hey. A win's a win.
A win's a win.
Oh, I cannot wait for another fight.
Um,
I need to sleep.
Daridella is going to be here,
Dogs.
and her
The
wolves
Archer dogs.
are
I
going to
love
be
the
there. Easy. You are just kind of in the back here. Certainly the first to react. Let's do that. And let's say I'd say you guys are about there-ish, probably. She still wandered back a little bit. This is definitely not going to end peaceably. What do you do?
Well,
Okay, then.
I'm just gonna walk up a little in front so I don't, because I'm a little in front of Trey, or like right next to Trey. Well, sorry, MD. I was like, Trey, I do want to run away. But yeah, right next to MD, and I'm going to be like, you bad dogs, you live in a bog. Here, look at this colored fog, and I'm gonna color spray them.
Is color spray 15 feet?
So
So I think you need to go one further than that to catch
yeah, I
them
just
all.
want to get all 3.
Yeah, so you need to be a little.
Okay.
You gotta get to the front of the line here.
All right, so they will make will saves.
They will make will saves. They are in fact dogs.
Well, her too, but it's incapacitated, so she's probably.
Oh, she is. Are you casting at a first level?
Yeah,
So yeah, she'll get the incapacitation resistance to
Yeah.
it. Oh, actually, at first level, the wolves don't. Okay, front wolf
Yeah.
gets a 21. Back wolf gets a 12. So we got the spectrum of
Meets
human
it,
emotion
beats it?
here. Meets it, beats it.
Okay, so.
So a success and a failure then.
yeah, because 21 is my DC.
Okay.
So the success is dazzled for 1 round, and the failure is stunned, blinded, and dazzled for a minute.
That's a regular failure?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay.
Close but good.
Wait, stunned for a minute on a regular failure?
Stunned 1, blinded.
Oh, stunned 1.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
that makes way more
Yeah,
sense.
stunned 1 for a minute, blinded for
I was
Stunned
like,
for a
I was
minute.
like, whoa, there's no
Cancel
way
the
that's
fight.
what that does. Welcome in, Magic Academy. Thank you. Right. Stunned 1, so he'll get 2 actions.
Yeah.
And then
blinded
he's...
for a round and then dazzled for a minute.
Okay, that makes
Blind is
way...
the only one that's 1 round.
That makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Like, stunned for a minute, I was like, okay, so he's dead.
Well, yeah.
Daridella is going to get a 26 and then be 1 degree of success
So
higher.
she's
So
completely
she's going to
unaffected.
critically succeed. Yeah, she just kind of squints her eyes a little bit and just be like,
Okay.
that's it? That's magic? That's all you have? And she pulls a hand back. Fulman! And just shoots a wave of red lightning through the perfect line that is the entire
no.
party. I need everybody to make me a reflex save. Because this lightning is hitting
A natural 20.
Which?
all 4 of you.
Okay. Hold on.
I signaled it as much as physically possible.
Hold, please.
Hey, natural 20.
I got a natural 20.
You rogue doing rogue stuff.
I did it.
He
I finally
rogued.
got a natural
I'm
20
proud
on the
of
die.
you. You rogued. Marius,
22.
22 is going to be a regular success. You'll take half.
Am I going to be taking damage from a spell or other effect?
Probably.
Okay, excellent. So, let's have a conversation here. So here, as the lightning is beginning to arc, you almost start to see like a glitch in the Matrix. Cammy's entire presence starts to kind of flicker for a second as she sort of jumps with fear. This is unexpected shift. It's a flat check to see if anything happens, but
Okay. Getting the wacky first world connections
Just
going.
doing gnome.
so
doing
it's a
gnome thing.
16 flat. Oh wait, I don't have my reaction. It hasn't been my turn yet.
We're already there. I'll give it to you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, because I succeeded.
So this is a combat. It's not like you walked into a room and immediately fought. Like this was clearly coming. Everyone's got their reactions. This was like
Everyone's
this
weapons
was.
are out.
Everyone's clearly aware this is going to happen, or you're good.
So, DC 16 flat check. That's a 17.
Ooh, it's a
so-
DC 16 flat check. That's high.
So I will have resistance to this triggering damage equal to my level, which is 5, and then I'll have a +2 bonus against this save for
Okay.
it. I'm also dazzled.
Dazzled
Because you sort of see Cammy as this lightning shoots across the room. She goes, "Oh!" and then she phases out of existence. And she will shortly come back. But like,
Okay. So with that +2, then what's your reflex save?
yes. Now back to what we were doing.
Back to the reflex save.
Okay. 9 on the die plus 20. Dirty.
Regular success. You'll take half.
Nice.
Yes. 7 plus 13, 20.
Regular success. You'll take half.
Okay.
On the board. All right. This blast of lightning comes through. So I'll just say half because it's actually was all the successes on the table there. It is going to be 19 points of damage. So 8 points of electricity damage for the 3 of you that you get your resistance. But like 8 is the halved that you guys will be taking. It's pretty good. So this rips through the group of you, but kind of largely around. It clearly doesn't do that much to anybody. And she looks a little confused for a second, and she is going to take a step back behind her little dog. And then hand still up when the lightning came out, just looked down and went, "Oh, get him! Like, kill him!" And this little dog is stunned 1 and blind. So he's just-
And dazzled.
the dog's kind of confused, dazzled. It's gonna just sort of jump forward towards Easy, not really sure what's going on. Kind of sniffing its way towards you. You can tell it's not seeing much of anything right now. And as it gets up to you, it's going to attempt
Good
to
dog.
bite. It's got 50-50 mischance because it's blind. 16, okay, passes the mischance. And then regular attack roll.
Well, this is DC 5 dazzled now? Like,
Yes.
you have to do both? Or
Well, it's still blind. So, well,
that
it doesn't do
overrides
both.
dazzle.
Blind is stronger than dazzled. So basically,
it.
it's just it's dazzled after this round.
Got it.
So 16 on the concealment, and a natural 20 to bite you. So
Oh no.
sniff his way in and get a good old munch. Good news about what level this dog is. You are going to take 8 points of piercing damage. That is doubled, yes.
This is great.
And it is kind of just a weird mushroom dog. And it is going to sink its teeth into your leg, and pull you down. It is going to knock you over and bring you prone. It is going to do as dog is wont to do. The other dog is just dazzled.
The other dog's just dazzled. Yeah.
So that one is going to rush forward as well, up towards MD. And as it gets there, it kind of puts its shoulders back, lowers its head, and shakes a bit. And you see it, several chunks of this growth across its body kind of fall loose, and a powdery cloud shake off of it. I had a fortitude save from everybody but Cammy, who is out of range.
I'm sticking right here.
No, you don't get to do that.
Yeah.
You don't get to knock my die into a 2.
I definitely don't get to do
Marius,
that. 26.
you're good.
22.
You're good. Easy.
I'm gonna roll it again. Thank you, Scott. All right. You got worse. I still thank you, Scott, though.
The risk
5
we take.
plus 9, 14.
14 is going to fail. As this cloud emanates out from this fungal wolf here, you are sort of getting pulled down by the other one. You're a little busy right now. You kind of hit the ground, knocks the wind out of you, suck in a big breath right as this comes out, and you immediately start to choke on these spores. You are going to be poisoned by this cloud. And we'll deal with that. Actually, we'll deal with the first part right now. And then
Just
when
like
it comes around to
Trey
your
in a
turn.
little bit.
Oh gosh.
It's the Team Poison team today. We got a lot of poison going around. And you are going to take 3 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Now, this cloud of spores it has shaken loose is about 10 feet out from this wolf. It's still pretty thick, hanging in the air, obscuring everything around the dog, kind of hiding a lot of this fight. And this fight's crucial. Easy needs to get more brutal. Scott in South Dakota, take this. Do better. MD, you're up.
Marius, take care of the dogs for me. I'm going to attempt to move south on the map and go around the fight to get to Daridella.
Right, yeah, you can pretty easily get around and just rush right up to her. She's not very far back.
At the start of my turn, or play during my turn, Class Might. Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and use that for strength because Ruffian Rogue
That's
gives you
your
that.
Ruffian key skill. He's got plus $2 strength-based rolls, which is,
Yeah.
everything he's about to do.
So let's start on my next turn. So, and we're going to, once again, I'm borrowing Trey's Red Destiny, and I still have the War Razor from the Tattered Man in my hands. And the Red Destiny is going to, as soon as I get up next to her, it's going to lash out right eye level, looking for an opening with that razor. So we're going to Twin Pain. There's not flat-footed. You can make it flat-footed. First roll with the razor. It's a 4 on the die. Or not with the razor, but with the, you know what I'm doing.
Red Destiny.
Yeah, it's 4 on the die. It would be a total. I'm going to use... That was from the Anonymous. Class Might's from Anonymous. This is from Scott in South Dakota. I'm going to use this to reroll
Fair enough.
because I want to hit. Roll a 2 on the die.
Use a different die. Well, you got the flat-footed one coming
Yeah. A natural 20.
in. Yeah, that's just flat-footed. That'll
And
stab her.
we got a crit card too.
Oh, you're blessed.
I'm blessed.
So you're hitting her,
it's
you're
slashing.
hitting her with the razor, so it's slashing.
It is slashing. So before we do that, the target must succeed a DC 5 flat check to cast spells with a verbal component until healed. As I slash out with the razor, the knife goes for her eyes, and she kind of ducks out of the way, but I see she left herself open and just go right for her mouth with the razor.
As you flick this across your mouth, putting that on the caster immediately.
Oh my god.
There's some money bless right there.
And we'll do our damage. So 1, 3, 4, 8, 10, 20 damage total.
20, a big slash, and you're just outside of the cloud here. Cammy also just outside the cloud on the back end. You're kind of like on the fringes of it. You got your sensitive smell. You can smell this is nothing good. What do you do?
Well, first, I come back to reality. Literally, Cammy would phase back into existence, and being dazzled out, kind of looking around like, what? I'm gonna try and look around.
You feel blue just like gripped onto your shoulder.
What?
Like death
Did
grip.
you know we could? I'm going to try and look for. I'm like stumbling around the room. I'm going to try and see if I can make out MD. I don't.
Oh,
I do not. That was a 1.
what are you casting something?
It was Stoke the Heart.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So you don't lose anything.
Yes. And I'll cast another cantrip for a similar reason.
Fair enough.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Scott's popping off. MD's a beast in this fight. He needs this point to increase his might. I think he's already done a lot of might.
Hey, Scott gave me Rage and Fury again.
Hey, it's back.
Hey. Continuing to kind of stumble. My target nowhere near in front of me, but just kind of like reaching out, like I can't see. I'm going to try and locate the lady. I do. No, I found
Okay,
it.
Daridella targeted.
Kind of like making a motion as if I'm swimming or like passing through a curtain. I'm like, there you are. And as I'm pointing at her, that's going to be daze. So that's a will save.
Okie dokie. It's gonna be a 27.
Well,
She is a
you know,
caster.
listen.
Regular success.
So it's not a lot.
I think it's literally 2 damage.
It's gonna be half. Oh, wait.
Of 4. Did you roll anything
Hold
for
on.
it?
She get
It's
when
heightened.
Heinz.
That's 1d6 added.
Oh.
So it would be 2, so 9, so 4 damage.
4 damage. That's
Yeah,
what we're looking for.
Eat it is what I said.
Marius.
That's me.
Okay, this hurts. I'm gonna hunt prey on the dog that's closest to Trey and MD.
Fair enough. The one that is currently savaging Easy.
Yeah.
I like how your description's the one by those guys and not the one that's ripping Easy apart.
There's one that's just clouding, and the other one is eating.
The one that's eating him, yes. The clouding one, you can chill.
And then 2 shots.
All right, I need the first roll is a concealment check because you're both inside the cloud, so it is a DC 5 flat check.
I miss.
All right.
Well, a 4.
So now nothing, or what? If that was a
If it just misses, it just misses. So you rolled a flat check, and if that misses, you missed. If it succeeds, then you roll the regular attack roll. You got to succeed at
and
2
so
rolls.
now another.
Yep. So now it's the second
check.
attack.
Okay, that's an 8, so I can
Yep.
see.
And
on
now
the
you
second.
roll an attack roll
Okay.
because you're on target through the fog.
Is that with a second penalty attack?
Yes. Because your
Okay.
first attack did still happen.
Then I
just
also
instantly.
probably miss. That's
that's
an 11, 21.
You think a 21? 21 absolutely hits the dog.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I kind of forgot that level.
yeah, like 21 will absolutely hit the dog. There's no way. You're a flurry ranger, sir. Your second attack is fine.
A whole 2 points of damage.
Hell yeah, we're on the board.
Hey.
And
2.
I'm going to just shout. There's no point in hurting all my friends if you don't get me, and I'm gonna head toward the door.
Oh.
Gonna run out towards the door. Okay, easy. You're on your back. There is a dog trying to eat you. It's definitely
I'm
a
not
problem,
gonna
but
be
it is
very
just kind of a
useful when I'm
regular,
dead.
it's a weird. It's not an exceptionally strong wolf.
She doesn't have
If
to
anything,
know
it's
if
kind
I
of
don't
falling
eat.
apart.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll start off with, this is not the worst position I've been in today. So I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, Marius is special and our wounds are superficial. And this is gonna be courage in a way.
In a way.
In a way.
It's a kind of courage.
Yeah. Lying to myself, courage. And then I'm gonna be like, you're a bad dog. Here's a fiery log, and I'm gonna hit him with a telekinetic projectile from that fireplace.
Zoop! Give me an attack roll.
Was this the conceal?
Yeah, give me concealment first. You're right.
Is it above?
DC 5.
Oh, 8.
Cool. Yeah, it's not invisible. It's like light concealment.
Okay.
It's just in a thick fog of spores.
So it's just a dog. So this might work. 18.
18 hits, yeah.
Okay.
Obliterated.
10.
Dog gonna get very hit by Dog
It's-
projectile here.
3 of these.
3 of those.
You got one?
Snap back to reality.
Ooh. These dogs might die. Okay, so it's 5, 5, 4. That's 14 plus
4, I think.
plus 4. Wait, yeah, plus 4. So 18 damage.
18 points of damage. This log from this small little fire is going to shoot out and slam into the wolf, and you see it punch through some of these these shelf-like fungal growths it's got across its body, literally just busting and splintering them with a small little cloud of spores being knocked free as it whimpers and stumbles. It's very injured, but that doesn't quite
Plus
bring
1
it
doesn't
down.
do it. I didn't add.
Plus 1 doesn't quite do it.
Okay.
And then she sees you running for the door, and she gets big stabbed across the mouth. Big cut from MD here. And just your mouth almost kind of full of blood. She looks past you at him. No, you frickin' don't! Antrim dentist! And brings her hand up in a clawing motion and tries to bring it down and makes a flat check because her mouth is very full of blood. It's 5.
DC 5.
It's an 18. It's definitely better there than whacking somebody. So the spell is going to go off. And on the western side of the chamber, as she slams her hand down, you hear a rumbling and cracking of stone. And Cammy, you'd feel a little bit of rubble fall down and kind of bounce off your shoulder. And you'd look up and see the whole ceiling deform into a ton of stalactites that shoot down over the whole western side of the chamber, slamming down like teeth around you and Marius and pretty much everything up to the cloud. I need you two to make me reflex saves. And I need you to make me a fortitude save, Poison Boy.
Oh yeah.
Would you say that I'm about to take
Yes.
Okay.
16.
I won't be disappearing this time.
Yeah, it's not a high chance, but it's great when it goes off.
Yeah, it's awesome when it goes up.
27.
27 will regularly succeed, you'll take half.
Ugh.
What was it again? It's a
Reflex. You try and dodge the big old spikes that are coming down.
Thank you to give me a second. Vatalander, thank you so much. Me and Blue are about to get crushed. That's slightly better. 9 plus what is gonna be a it's a 19.
19 will.
Sorry, no, it's a dirty 20.
Oh, dirty. You guys got a lot of exactly succeeding against your spell DC today. You guys will both take half. Saves me, I'll just roll half damage. It's going to be 10 points of piercing damage as these spires shoot down around you. And now this whole area, this whole western chunk of the room is a maze of these stalactites that have come down and crashed into the stone of the floor, making the whole area pretty difficult to navigate. It's all difficult terrain now. Kevin, as you're on the ground,
Yeah.
this still held in this cloud, this poison burning your lungs, you are going to take 10 points of poison damage as it does feel like it's getting worse.
Okay, I gotta get out of here.
And then Daridella's going to look at you, and she is going to run back to her table.
I'm going to react to pursuit. As she starts to move, I'm in step with her, waiting for her to move away.
And you follow immediately behind
Turned
her.
around and sees MD right behind her every step of the way.
Oh no. Wolves! Barely alive wolf. Still has a target trapped down on the ground here, and as you are prone and flat-footed, it is going to do what the dog do.
No.
It's going
What that
to
dog do?
attack. You are flat-footed. First attack is going to be a 15 to hit.
So minus no.
Minus 2 probably still not going to do it. It is, in fact, just a wolf. Is it agile? It's not agile. 17 to hit,
No.
and then rolled the same thing, so 5 lower than that. You're on the ground in this mist here as it like rips on your back. You've only got one direction to defend from now. You're holding it off as well as you can. The other dog is going to lunge up out of the cloud, throwing itself into this pile of stalactites at this very small, tasty target in front of it. A little gnome-sized lady.
Do that. Stop.
It does, though.
No.
And
Oh
it's
my
going
gosh.
to bite at you for a 21 to hit.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even need to really look that hard here.
You're going to take 4 points of piercing damage, and this dog is, this is a wolf. It's bigger than you. It jumps on you, it gets the jaws around your arm, and while you're already getting smacked by stalactites, it throws you down to the ground. So you are prone, you take 4 damage, and it's going to continue ripping at you while you're on the floor here. Flat-footed. You have 15 to hit.
A 15 to hit?
15 to hit, you're flat-footed, yeah.
That misses. Oh my god! Oh! That never
An
happens.
attack missed Cammy! MD!
I forget to apply crit spec. She's bleeding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I always forget I'm a marshal now. I have crit spec.
Okay, we'll get it going for. Oh, because you could have with the razor, right?
Yeah,
She's
hit
big
with the
cut.
razor. Hey, I give you one chance to call off your dogs. My chance is up. I'm gonna once again. This time it's gonna be a low stab with Red Destiny, like another slash, just waiting for an opening. Red Destiny got a 2.
Red Destiny is not hidden.
No, it's
It's
not.
very much Trey's sword.
It's very much not mine. But with the razor, 19 on the die.
Cut her to ribbons.
Oh my
so
gosh.
it's a total of a 29, 30.
Crits, man. Ooh, that razor is going in.
Also, so it's, oh God bless.
Still a
4,
lot of-
8, 9, 10, 15, 19 backstabber for
20.
20. So, yeah, 5, 10, 10, yeah, 20, 40, doubled,
Oh my god.
and then a D8 because it's also deadly. For another 6.
Wow. Okay. So she's alive, but she is a little halfling lady, and
And-
she's not that strong. And
My-
2 big War Razor crits is like you hit her, and she is like collapses back, spraying blood across this lab. She has the table behind her. She stumbles into the desk just to not even fall over.
As the blade comes down with the razor, I get down and look her dead in the eyes. Call off the dogs. Intimidate check.
Okay,
I'm gonna demoralize her.
go for it.
14 on the die. Intimidation's plus 6, so a dirty 20.
320's not.
Oh.
She's nothing if not insane.
22.
Oh, 22 will do it. She's
Yeah.
she's frightened. You spook her, and she turns, face just covered in blood from these 2 massive hits in the War Razor. I like that seed is mine. I'll die for this. I'm not just gonna like let it go.
Okay.
Cammy, you got a wolf over you here. You're in a bunch of spikes.
Yeah, but he just imagine as he dives over across over Cammy's shoulders. She's like, oh.
He's trying to bite you through like the spires that are pinned down around you. He's like, it's that classic movie. He's trying to snap through this little gap in the stones. He knocked you down, and now he can't really reach you.
I'm gonna reach out and kind of try and put a hand over his shoulder. I'm like, down, boy. This is chill touch. And that's a fortitude save.
Okie dokie.
He is living, yes.
I'm not gonna go and play it. He got a 9. 9.
Okay.
He gonna critically fail.
So he is living. Yes.
It is a dog. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's a kind of funky looking dog. So
Yeah, it's a
I
very
just-
odd looking dog, but it do be a dog.
Okay. And I'm going to need this, and then I'm gonna need another one. Am I blind?
She's
and then I'm not
digging.
touching the green one.
She's digging.
So-
Don't touch the
excuse
green
me?
ones. The green ones
I
are
know,
cursed.
I don't
touch the
know
green ones or
why.
any dice on this side of the table. They are all condemned.
Roll a 20, roll
All
a...
right.
I mean, okay, that's fair. Actually, you've got pretty hard this fight.
So a 9 is a critical failure. So
Yeah.
in addition to this damage, he's going to be enfeebled for 1 round.
Fair enough.
Enfeebled 1 for 1 round. Here we go. No. Okay, and then plus so 2, 5, 9.
Is it a basic save?
Yes.
Then that
Oh,
doubles too.
18.
So he will take 18 points of damage from this. That's almost a dog one shot. Almost.
The plus
For my
25.
next
Wait, 19?
trick.
19.
19,
Oh.
20, because that doubles too. 20 still almost a dog one shot. 20 is what you hit it for. Or you hit it for.
I hit it for 20, yes.
So
Well, we both
close.
Dog.
That's doing great.
It's our own little mini boss.
And then as I'm kind of
This is the baby boss
Yeah,
fight
yeah.
here. You guys get the child-sized boss.
well, let me at him.
kind of holding on to the different stalagmites or tights now if they're on the ground.
Well, it's still coming from the
But
ceiling,
from
so
the-
it's still a stalactite, I'm
Okay,
pretty sure.
kind of like leaning around her cage, kind of trying to peer out at the room, looking over at MD, getting ready to say something. He's got it.
You see MD just beating the hell
I was
out
like,
of Daridella.
actually, I think he's fine. I'm
He
gonna
has become the Tetherman. He is the stalker now.
I'm gonna focus in on the dog attacking, attacking EZ, and that dog is gonna get an unsettling feeling after a basic will save.
Oh, unsettling.
This
You
is
said
a
that
needle
one-
of vengeance.
Oh, he's gonna be pretty unsettled. He's 10.
Excellent news.
Their saves are bad. They are dogs. Like they're
Like
Well,
CR1 wolves?
yes.
It'll take 6 mental damage anytime it tries to harm this guy.
Okay. Marius.
Okay. I'm going to refocus a little bit. I'm not changing hunt prey, but I'm just going to take one shot at the wolf next to Cammy.
Okay. It does look pretty hurt.
Ooh. 27.
It's dead. That's the crit. He's done. that dog's got 3 health.
Flies
That's
across
the number
the
of
room.
dice you're about to roll.
Oh
so
my
he's like,
gosh.
he deado. Yeah, arrow just comes whizzing through all these stalactites, hits this dog, and just knocks it over.
Yeah, it's good that even if I rolled a 1 on everything, I
You
would
could
just
literally roll
hit it.
straight ones and you would still kill it. Yeah. I'm like, it's gone. It's done. So
Okay. Now let's go with the other dog, and this time I'll do the flurry for 2 shots.
which has 2 health.
11, so 21.
That hits.
Okay. Yes. 6.
Yep. Okay. Second dog also dead.
Hooray.
2 quick shots. Loosen the bow. Bap bap. Both wolves.
See, I
fall
said
down.
I'd take care of the dogs.
I'm proud of you.
And
You
Cammy
just-
is safe for a little bit.
And you have 1 action left.
Oh,
Oh wait, yeah, I do.
Yeah, because you twin flurried and shot once.
You're right.
happy day.
If I guess hunt prey on the witch. And,
Fair enough. Easy.
Uh,
His dog
is dead.
collapses, leaving you just here in the fringes of this quickly settling little cloud of spores that have been shaken loose.
So getting up is 1.
Getting up is
I'm gonna
1.
Get up. I'm gonna move out of this bad cloud.
That's smart.
And is this the kind of poison where I feel like I just throw up?
No, it's you're poisoned. You're not just like sickened. Like you're poisoned.
Wait, okay. So I can't get. I got 1 action. I don't even know what 1 action does anymore. I'm just gonna look. I'm just gonna demoralize her from a distance. I'm just gonna be like,
Just yell at her.
yeah, ma'am. You're
She's already frightened.
hey, you're
Everyone's just yelling at her.
Do it anyways.
Stop. Give up.
I'm gonna. You gotta take these dogs to the vet. I'm gonna bet that they haven't.
They're just on the ground with arrows sticking out.
You're a bad owner.
Roll a friggin' intimidation.
Okay.
Just roll the
wet.
damn dice.
I'm gonna 18 plus. I don't know what is it. I could use performance
You can use performance. Yep.
plus 13.
Oh my god.
So 20. Wait.
Oh, more
yeah,
than
it's
that.
like 31, too.
She's frightened 2 now.
Yeah.
Because
Where
that's
has this fight
definitely
gone?
going to critically succeed.
Yeah.
Make me a fortitude save, poison boy.
You're doing great.
Natural 20.
Oh,
See, all you have to do is get out of the floor cloud.
all right. Yep, you were stage 2, but a natural 20 will critically succeed going out 2 stages, meaning
Ooh.
that you come out of the cloud, you're suddenly feeling a whole lot better
It's about to go
really
train
fast,
time.
actually. that was about to get unpleasant. You were, in fact, at stage 2. Daridella, here at the edge of the table, as both the wolves go down, just looks back up, panting at MD. You don't understand. This has to happen. He doesn't even know what he's doing. And she just kind of reaches out, like almost just like to steady herself on you, like she is the table, just reaching out to just like kind of grab onto the edge of your breastplate. What do you do? You lean back and she just kind of swipes at the air. This is important. This is everything. The blood unites us all. Calamatallum! And just shoots a hand out as it lights up, her hand burning hot, and just smacks it into your breastplate. Make me a reflex save.
Make me a DC 5 flat check.
Make me a DC 5 flat check. That's fair.
I get to say that.
16.
Okay. You said reflex?
Reflex. Do rogue stuff.
It is a total of a 23.
23 will regular succeed. And as she touches, you kind of lean back and she just barely gets a hand on it, just barely kind of grasping across it. But you feel burning heat like a forge shoot out across your breastplate where she just touched it. It's going to hurt you a little, but since you succeeded, you're not going to take most of the very bad effects of this. You're just going to take 7 points of fire damage.
Gotta find my health sheet.
And then she's going to reach back and just grab what looks like a walking stick, a staff, on the table and just swing it around at you. Just a clearly desperate losing move. Although she swings it real good, though. Real good! Wow. I flavored that too early. 32 to hit.
Oh my gosh.
That was a 19 on that particular D20. She puts absolutely everything she has into this swing. Just as much power and hate as she can muster. And as she brings it around swinging, you see her hand even distort. You see tendrils kind of growing down her wrists, looping into the stick of this staff. You see almost patches growing out, little caps of yellow fungus dotted down her arm as she just screams at everything she's got and slams this into you. And it's going to hit. It's going to connect for 26 points of
Whoa.
bludgeoning damage as this unholy force slams the stick, and you hear this staff crack, literally breaking across you with how hard it connects. And then she's bleeding, I believe.
She is bleeding. It's 1d6 plus 1 because
That's
Three.
it's not going away. 3
Yep.
MD.
It's a futile struggle, you know that, right?
You can't take this from me.
I think I can stop you from taking it from us, though. It's gonna be a twin fan again.
I put everything into this.
Red Destiny. It's a 6 on the die, so it's a dirty 20 total.
She's frightened too. Dirty 20 will do it.
So Red Destiny is 2d8. So 18 damage.
And how do you end this?
It just, as she's talking, the sword just slides right into her throat. Oh, it's actually way easier to hit with this. I was overthinking this one. Just pull it out.
And she's still just like looking at you. Coughs once. And then all of you just hear Daridella's body hit the ground.
Well,
Good job. Like, yeah, that was.
She had tentacles on her arm when she hit me that last time. That was weird.
It's happening. It's spreading.
think
Maybe
she
they're
might have
related, like cousins.
Maybe.
You can still see it. Like her
Oh, it's
dead
still-
body on the ground still has these tendrils, these fungal, almost root-like growths, sort of wrapping down, emanating from right out under the shoulder of her jacket. Some of them bursting through the sleeve as they wrapped around, now binding her hand to this broken staff that she just cracked across MD with this incredible blow.
I'd like to investigate and compare it to the one I saw just recently. Like, are they
It looks
exactly the
very
same?
different.
Very
Well, the woman you met, her arm turned into a like grayish, like wet alien fleshy tentacle.
Mhm.
This is like fungal ropes that have just run several of them down around the outside of her arm. Her arm is still there.
Is it
They're
closer to,
across
like,
the surface.
when I was being
of her
healed by
skin.
Cammy's magic? Is it closer to that?
It's closer to that than the woman that you saw on the street. It looks like a much more concentrated version of a similar effect.
She got anything else on her? Anything good?
I mean, if she's down, she's got this just this stick in her clothes, but she's got a lot in the cave has plenty. She doesn't have much, but there's an entire laboratory here that she was working, and diligent stoner that she is, she wants to minimize the effects of her mixing up various creations. So they are not like intricately labeled, but fairly well labeled as what they are, really.
What kind of drugs? What kind of... Hey.
If you think this lady doesn't have some pesh in your cave, you were very wrong. She absolutely does. She has quite a bit. A couple of things that explain a little bit about some of her strength, a couple that explain a little about how she's put this together. I'm just going to hand you this card. It is mostly labeled, and with at least like one person that's trained in crafting even, it's not difficult to suss out what all there is. You are in like an alchemical lab that everything was meant for use.
As we do
There's-
this, do we see that she specifically grabs the patch?
I mean, I think this is kind of like you're going through a table and a little storage with like a lot of stuff in it. So are you trying to...
I
what do you-
imagine Cammy goes up to
You
the
would
table.
find that not on the table, but in like one of the little crates next to it. There'd be a small little bundle.
I imagine Cammy would pretty furiously, like, immediately attacked to loot this place. And, kind of, like, scrambling around. And then you would kind of see her stop. And then quickly, like, shove something in her bag. And then turn around and just kind of be like, there's a lot of stuff here.
I'm not gonna ask any questions. I'm gonna grab the book that she was writing in last time we talked to her before the whole Marius incident and throw it at Easy. This is like a notebook of hers. I don't know if she has any more lying around, but
Her diary?
oh, it's a book about fungus.
It's, yeah,
Is
it's
it
not so
about
much
the
a diary.
blood?
It is like a treatise. It's like an encyclopedic guide on fungi. Fungi of northern Ustalav.
Love
that
this.
she's just kind of scrawled some like notes and things around the back of, annotated a little bit, drawn some weird little pictures in the margins. It looks like an average public high school textbook.
Nah.
Most of what's written in there is not useful at all. But it's a pretty big book that would take some time to look through. But it doesn't immediately seem to hold any real value to you.
Alright.
But
I'll-
there's probably something if you had time to really go over it.
Yeah.
There are
she writes
two-
like she talks. So it's,
And she talks like she's crazy. So
yeah.
Throughout this lab here, there are more things than just what's on the table. There are the storages nearby. And she's got, not nothing. One interesting thing you would find, mostly just because of how carefully they're clearly treated, is a small little pouch that's very separated and protected from the other things with what looks like two little buds in it. And with you investigating, you would be able to certainly tell these are clearly magical. It would be a nature check to identify them, though. What's your nature?
It's, oh, yes. It's a 10.
It's a 10? You would get a regular success. So you can unfold that twice.
Twice. A strange bud.
She is on a strange bud, that's for sure.
It says hold a small pink rosebud with a captivating scent.
You don't have to just read it verbatim. I give you those so that you can explain it instead of me having to explain it to you and then you restating
I
the same
see
thing by saying
a
what
small
you're saying to the
pink
party.
rosebud with a captivating scent.
Perfect.
I got you.
New
No,
system.
please.
But there should be one fold left. That's what you learn about what they seem like they are during the time while you're picking through all of this.
Is any of that an antidote for Trey?
No, but I think that I have a houseplant.
That's good for when we have a house that we can stay in permanently.
The other largely noticeable thing here, it's a little hard to see. It would have been behind you as you came in, and now with the myriad stalactites still seemingly permanently scarring the western half of the room, there is a second one of these wooden barricades that sections off another chamber of this cavern on the northwestern side. It's smaller but still pretty hefty and not a whole lot more usable than the main one, but sliding it aside would reveal a small bedroom. It's a very simply, I don't even know if I would say simply appointed. I don't even know if appointed is a word that you can use on this, really. It's just a hole. It's a little offshoot of the cave, 20 feet across at the widest point, that's got less of bed and more almost just a nest of some blankets looped over a wooden pallet and a simple little wash basin on the north side of clean water and just a single sturdy wooden footlocker. Very absolutely devoid of any kind of personality or decoration. Very much a chamber in which one sleeps.
What's in that locker?
Yeah, what's in the footlocker?
Little goblins over here.
What's in the locker?
The locker certainly looks like it is locked, as the name would imply. Who is searching normally as you're going through stuff? Who's the seekist? Who's using the eyeballs? I know you're usually scouting and you're investigating. Is it you two?
Yeah.
I'd
I
probably
can-
be searching
Marius?
too.
All right, you two make me perception checks.
Like you're playing
You're rolling
skee-ball,
good now,
dude.
buddy.
Yeah,
That's a good roll.
that's a good roll.
What you got?
31.
Okay.
Ooh.
22.
22.
That's a good roll.
31 would in fact notice as you go down to look at this little thing, it is quite clearly locked. But beyond that, you see the handle, the way the handle kind of sits to where it would open. It's got like a latched locked handle. It doesn't have a separate padlock. You look down it to see if there's a way that you can like spring it or get past this locking mechanism or get like under the handle at it. And there's a little notch in the wood right underneath it. Now with your dark vision looking a little bit closer, you can see a tiny glint of light on a needle that is nested up inside it. If that had not been noticed and someone had simply tried to open it, that would be a pretty effective delivery system for whatever this fun, poison-loving gal would wanted to have loaded into this personal chest here.
This is good because traps are exactly what I would have been very cautious about.
It would be hard to notice. It's quite small enough under the handle, but the 31 will definitely see it.
So, can we disarm it? But now that we see it,
Now that you see it, you can attempt to pick the lock, which is a thievery check, with the knowledge that with how you have to get into this lock, you can't see exactly how this needle comes out. It is possible that just with the proximity, if it's hooked, a critical fail could still possibly get to you. If you fumbled and like slipped, it's a possibility.
yeah, but Scott has my back.
What's this locker made out of?
It's made out of pretty sturdy wood, but wood.
Okay.
First, we'll attempt to pick the lock.
We had thievery check. Rogue man doing rogue stuff sometimes.
I'm gonna.
I am a
stand
rogue.
back
Do
because I don't know what's gonna happen. I just don't want.
Scott has my back.
Like that.
Hey, look, I got a wand, but Scott,
Yeah!
Scott from South Dakota,
Let's not get stabbed.
has my back.
No, you didn't. You
did
did not.
You did not.
You didn't.
You didn't. Roll a 1 into a 1 again.
Are you counting your
you
nat
can't
ones?
You did not roll
That's
a
only just-
1
those
into
are my
a
2
1
ones.
in back-to-back sessions.
This is why we're next to
Brother,
containment zone.
how?
All right, I get stabbed by the needle. You know, forecheck.
You're
What? Do you,
you
Okay, I want you guys
you
to
were
know
working
every
on this.
time.
You know the needle is there. A 1 into a 1 is like you literally have the box propped up and you like slip and drop it. And your hand moves like it chunks down as it hits the floor, and the needle shoots out. Make a freaking reflex.
You go to
Oh
catch
my
the
God.
knife.
I want y'all to know every time I do rogue things, I roll 1s. 2 times I tried to sneak, I rolled a nat 1. The one time I tried to lockpick, a nat 1. Got a 17 on the die.
You can
so
do
it's a
reflex save. That's rogue things.
29.
20. Oh my god. There's no justice in this world. You drop this box, and the needle shoots up right in between your hands, where you're holding holding the tool. It's just right up in the center.
Close.
You see it go chick chick right back down,
No one saw that.
barely missing.
Nobody saw that.
Try again, buddy.
Yeah.
You
You know what? I'm gonna use
can't.
this-
What are the odds you roll a third one?
I'm gonna use the same die.
1 in 20 statistically.
Madman.
About rolled a 1. It landed on a 4. The total for a 16.
Not a critical failure. Do it again.
oh my gosh.
The episode doesn't end until he dies or opens the box.
I rolled a 9 for a 21.
Do it again.
Roll a 1.
No, you didn't. Why? It's Scott. Is it Scott? It's somebody. A savior.
His bad luck from last week came barreling down the track, but I will always have his back. Do you want me to hand this to you? You want to just reroll that die? Thank you, Scott.
Thanks,
God,
Scott.
I'm gonna keep using this die because I don't have a.
Brother,
You,
please.
dude.
We got at this point. I'm doing you a service, getting the freaking juju out of your D20. Okay, so.
I hate that. My thievery is better, but my HP is so low, I don't want to risk anything.
What you got, buddy?
Plus 12. It's a 25.
25 will do it. Thank you. We're free. Oh.
Tough lot.
So what's in
After
the
this one, I'm
box?
just gonna break the box.
There's nothing in this box.
There's just a
Yeah,
yellow puppy
it's her
inside it.
clothes. No, you pop the box open, and it does it very immediately, quite simply, have a couple of changes of clothes, as simple and mundane as what she'd been wearing. But rooting through it a little, there is more in there. There is what she has of coin. There's a pouch with a pretty decent pile of gold and platinum heaped up in there. And there is a folded bundle made of a very soft wool cloth around a couple of mushrooms. Button-sized, red and white, speckled little mushrooms. Not immediately apparent what these are. I would need a nature or a crafting from someone if you wanted to attempt to identify them.
I'll look
It's,
from a few
it's
feet
over
his
here, but
shoulder.
what's your
Oh, it's
modifier?
Nature would be 10.
10, solid. Okie dokie. Ooh. Absolutely bang. You can open this all the way up, my friend. That's a critical
Woo!
success.
Red speckled shrooms.
While he's looking at those mushrooms, he's gonna empty out the box and take it to the fireplace and just.
Oddly
fire.
hard exterior, but an extremely soft, pliable inner flesh. It's a drug often used in rituals to induce hallucinations and flashes of insight. And it's a +2 to knowledge checks or perception, and -2 to all charisma skills.
These be shrooms. These are shrooms.
like some
These are they
shrooms?
get you real high shrooms.
Said hallucinations are insight.
Yes.
Hear me out.
Well, hold on. To
Trey's
this
already
for you.
passed out. How many are there?
There are 4 of these down there.
We
One for everybody.
well, no,
Maybe we all-
I'm not saying right
we
now
take 'em around
even,
the
but
cellar.
that's what I was gonna say.
okay.
And then maybe
We just have a
I will hallucinate that I can read it again.
I want to reiterate because this is a critical success. These are drugs. These are just
Maybe they'll be helpful right now. We're trying
We'll go back to the
to
park.
get all the cutscenes. Right?
why don't we take the drugs to the local park and do them there?
Sounds
Like
about
a
right.
normal
Where our
person.
old cult was and see if we can remember the cult.
Yeah, I'll get my new bow at the
Yeah.
shop.
What if we
We'll just
what if
hang
we
out.
like go home and like sleep and then
We
figure out
can do
what
that
we want to do first?
and
Yeah.
then
Saying Fox 10, I know I said I believe in you guys, but stop trying to kill yourself, intended or otherwise, MD. Your guys' dice this week and last week are literally the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Last ounce of strength to my last breath.
I know that one.
oh
Alice
no.
put that back in the deck. Fair enough. With this, though, it doesn't seem like there's anything else of value in this cavern to find. If it really just was a flickering torch in a cave behind some vines that set off these superstitious fishermen, it's interesting that such a mundane observation did actually lead to such an insane subject in Daridella. With her and her wolves slain in their cave, there will be no one to light that torch again, and no light to see in the distance. If nothing else, you investigated what the Sleepless Agency asked, that much is sure. The sun has well set by the time you leave the cave, and the trek back into town is dark and slow, picking through the trees and the woods and the growth.
I'm carrying Trey.
Carrying, supporting Trey. He can
Okay.
kind of walk.
I'm
He's not
carrying Trey.
unconscious.
Okay.
He just can't stand.
No,
on
I
his own.
got him. He doesn't have to worry about it.
However you make it, you wind your way back, arriving probably closer to midnight than sundown, back at your little cottage to get some very much well-earned sleep.
Some spell slots.
Spell slots are cool and fun and good.
Yes.
The group of you get comfy. You tuck Trey into his floor, and
We all kiss him goodnight.
you know, kiss the homies goodnight.
Mm-hmm.
And we've solved now at least one of the mysteries here in Thrushmore. Maybe Lady Rents will hate us slightly less now. Maybe. Y'all get comfy. You go to sleep. You have a good rest. Except one of you.
Oh, come on.
My window's still cracked open.
You lay down. You literally have your window cracked.
I'm like still
And
bleeding.
you're getting ready to get in bed, and it's really just this is minutes after you get into your bedroom that you hear the very soft sliding of the wood as your window is lifted, and you see a gloved hand and a hooded head poke in her face.
Hello.
Did you leave the window open for me?
Yeah.
Where have you been? It's down near midnight.
Well, there was a big blob that ate my friend, and then we went and found a witch by the
Look,
coast.
it's a rhetorical question. It doesn't need an actual answer.
Oh, well, I've been good. How
The
about you?
streets of Thrushmore aren't safe at night. You shouldn't be walking around after sundown.
What are you doing right now?
I'm getting you, finally. You know how long I've been waiting? Come here.
Okay.
Millicent had an idea. Come on, get your shoes.
All right. Whoa, this time I get to wear shoes.
And that is where...
a note.
Oh.
Please, I've been looking for Mellison, please. She left me with no means to find her.
Left you unread hard. That is where we will end this week's episode. Next week, most of the party will wake up in the morning, their spell slots refreshed, feeling a lot better. One of us is going to have our becoming somewhat regular nightly outings.
Oh, I don't get spells.
You'll get spells. You're not
Okay.
going to be out all night.
Okay.
You'll still get your nap time in a bit.
All right.
And what happens after that? Well, Thrushmore only knows. I mean, maybe some people know, but we can't really get in contact with them, so we'll figure. Just get a left us a phone number or something. If only technology was that far advanced, maybe
You got
Address.
ghosted by your only friend.
you
my
could give her a
gosh.
call. Thank you all for joining us. Before you go, couple of things. First off, It's still newish, and I'm going to talk about it. We've restructured the Patreon. Just one $5 tier now gets you access to all of our extra content. The after show we're going to do here in like 5 minutes, that we're going to do in Malevolence, that we're going to be doing for all of our shows, including a new one that's going to be coming very, very soon. I said if you stick it out to the end of the episode, you're going to get a bit of an announcement. And I should have double-checked because I don't actually remember, and I'm second-guessing myself. Is the date on there, or should I just say it out loud? I think it is. It's going to be coming very, very soon. I'll say it anyway. We'll be back here with Strange Aeons next week, Saturday at 3 p.m. But the very day after, the 15th, we're going to premiere our newest adventure on the Undeniably Good Time. Abomination Vaults is coming. And we got something real neat to show you. Stay safe. Stay sane, everybody. Here is your little teaser of what's coming in our new adventure.
The stars tell a tale all but forgotten by the mortal races. Centuries ago, the grand city of Absalom fell under the shadows of hatred and revenge. Cast out of the city for their vile practices, the Haruvex family lost their wealth, their influence, and their pride. Obsessed with destroying the city that had ruined her, the twisted sorceress Belcora Haruvex skulked deep into the wilds of the Starstone Isle. There she built a secret lair where she would amass foul magics and fell creatures to enact revenge against the city that she once called home. Subtle though she was, her machinations did not go entirely unnoticed. Guided by fate, the heroes known as the Rose Guard found their way through the wilds to stand beneath the imperishable lighthouse crowning Belcora's domain, the Gauntlet. Through shadow and flame, they fought, laying low twisted hordes and shattering evil rituals. Finally, they faced Belcora herself in the dark heart of her fortress and slew her. The threat was ended, and Absalom was saved. As time passed, the threat of Belcora faded. Her once mighty fortress has collapsed into ruin, and a life of peace is all that is known by the scions of the Rose Guard and the people of their town. But something dark stirs beneath the ruins of Gauntlet, a hatred pulsing like a sickness as it gathers strength, rallies nightmares, and remembers.